All right, we are here, we are live, and Revenge of Kamil. How many
Yes.
sequels is this movie?
Yeah, I think it'll go to 5 sequels because this was very well played. I mean, both the players had very evenly matched decks. So that we talk about the Dark Prince, the Prince, and the Giant coming in from Arpan's side. But the Battle Ram and Bandit with Inferno. Now, the MVP of that game would be the Inferno because it was played so well. It distracted the Giant on one side. Meanwhile, the Bandit and the Dark Prince making sure that the second Giant sent out by Arpan was also handled very well defended by Kamil. But I also want to point out that Arpan maybe getting a little too aggressive over there. He didn't really need to make those two giant drops. Maybe if he had just concentrated on one side of the tower, he would have been able to take down one princess faster. So I hope to see whether the next game he kind of makes sure that he gets a little more patient with Kamil and doesn't really go completely aggressive and controls himself a little bit.
Alrighty, alrighty. So then let's push off into the fourth game of the
Yes.
day and see what's in store for us there.
All right, we're back. Game 4 of this best of 5 between Kamil and Arpan. And Arpan already behind a game here. He has to figure out how to make a comeback. He needs to win 2 games in a row to catch up to Kamil now and beat him. But Kamil's looking fairly strong so far. So we'll find out very soon how this game is going to pan out. Let's see. Kamil now gone back to his old deck. He really likes this deck with a simple win condition. The Goblin Barrel needs to connect. He'll bait out any fireball, he'll bait out any log that his opponent might have while he drops the barrel in the back. That's the whole plan of it. And now Arpan needs to figure out what he's planning to do. Now he's baited out a fireball already. And here you go. Just as I had said, here comes the Goblin Barrel. It's going to do plenty of damage. And this is a damage that you can rely on, by the way. He's brought down the health down to 1900 health, by the way. So bait out the fireball, bait out any zap or any log that your opponent has and drop a Goblin Barrel in the back. And that is the whole plan. However, look at this. Arpan's units have connected to that tower, bringing it down to mere 1500 health. And now we'll see Kamil trying to rinse and repeat the same procedure over and over again to eventually bring that tower down. And we'll see who's going to be successful now. Arpan, on the other hand, has a fairly decent deck to do some offensive damage there. But Kamil, look at that. He has the Zap Tower. It's quite tanky. It has stopped the Ram in its tracks and will now defend the tower pretty well. And now it's the chance that Kamil Arpan has to figure out where is he going to throw that firewall, by the way. He's decided to throw the fireball at the Goblin Gang. And look at this, the Goblin Barrel still doing a lot of damage. This was round 2 of the Goblin Barrel, by the way. Which brought the tower down to 1100 health from 1900. So Goblin Barrel has always brought him good damage and he will continue to do so. And Arpan now needs to figure out how is he planning to deal with this situation. He has no answer for this situation, by the way, because he has cards that go directly for the tower. And look at this. He's just out of spells right now. He needs to figure out what's he doing. The Goblin Barrel again bringing more damage, bringing the health down to 400. And Kamil is consistently bringing a lot of damage, and Arpan is having a lot of trouble defending against this. He does not have the right cards to defend against this. The fireball needs to be put up somewhere. The fireball will either go to the Goblin Gang. He could zap it also. He has a lot of option, but here comes the last barrel. If he does not deal with this barrel, they will bring the tower down. Fairly low 88 health left on the tower. Remember, Kamil also has a poison. He could close the game if he wants to. However, the plan here is to defend for the next 13 seconds and then eventually put down a poison to close this game. And this is going to be a 3-0 victory in favor of Kamil. 3-1, sorry. It's not 3-0. Thank you. And this is GG, man. Arpan just did not have the answer to deal with the zap bait or the log bait that was being thrown at him. And Arpan decides every time to put the fireball over the Goblin Gang while the Goblin Barrel was doing damage onto the tower. So with that, I am going to end the cast here. I'm going to send it back to the studio and let's hear what Angie and Vagish have to say about this game. This was a 4-match game here with the 3-1 in favor of Kamil. Congratulations, Kamil and Arpan. It seems like this loss is not going to do a lot of damage to your standings. However, still to be safe that you should not be losing a couple of games here, even though you are on second position. So take care, guys, and back to the studio.
All right, we're back in the studio of the ESL India Premiership 2018 Summer Seasons Masters League, brought to you by Omen by HP, HyperX, and Intel, and the lovely peeps of Nordwin Gaming and ESL India presenting this to you. Essentially, me and Angie and Workaholic because he casts so well, and Angie and me because we're pro.
We're pro.
We're pro. Pro.
Also, Ranjit, props to you too.
Yeah.
And Adi.
And Kunal.
And Kunal.
The entire Nordwin Gaming team. Everybody's there. But interesting game, yeah, Angie.
Yes.
That sly poison finisher in the end, like,
Yes.
oh,
It was
good.
just well played. I think Arpan is really underestimating the power of Goblin Barrels. I mean, I get it, you have the Dark Prince, but when you know that your opponent is going to be constantly playing something that's going to destroy you with just goblins and the Goblin Gang, maybe if he had just added the arrows to his deck, which are less elixir count, also that an instant stop to a Goblin Barrel. So it kind of makes sure that, you know, even adding a mirror to it, so if you even have a double Goblin Barrel hitting you, you have like a double mirror. The only issue I think Arpan really faced in this matchup is he was so busy defending that he didn't really have the time to play offensive. And the times he was getting to play offensive, we had the Teslas now waiting from Kamil's side, making sure that you're not really going to reach my tower. And that's how he's always played. Even, like I said, he's a very, very defensive player. For him, his princess is like his life. He is not going to let that tower fall unless the need is dire. And he never lets the need go really dire unless he's playing a very, very hard game, which I think the only game he's really lost to is against Satikshan. But that also, Satikshan had to really put in a lot of work. It went to a best of 5, and over there even there was a Sparky involved. So I'm actually excited to see Kamil make it to the LAN finale if he does, even though he's sitting 7th on the board as of now. I think the road to the LAN finale isn't too hard for him. Also, he's going to be matching up against Arpan over there because he's sitting 2nd on the board, and Satikshan. And I think the best of the lot should always be available at the LAN finale. So it'll be really exciting to see. Congratulations, though, to Kamil and to Arpan. I mean, you've just taken one more loss. It's fine. I mean, it's your last game. It's okay.
होता है किसी न किसी को तो हारना पड़ता ही पड़ता है.
That's true.
लेकिन हार के जीतने वाले को बाजीगर कहते हैं Arpan. याद रखना. Okay, that dialogue, Angie. We'll take a quick break here to, like, you know, take a moment of silence, take a breather. Angie will probably slap me a couple of times and be like, why do you make such shitty jokes? But what we'll do is we'll take a small commercial break. On the other side, we have Counter-Strike Global Events lined up.
Yes, very interesting game lined up, guys.
But again, you can only watch it if you subscribe to our channel.
Definitely.
Or press that bell icon because, hey, it's invite only now, I think. I'm just kidding. It's not invite only. Go ahead, press that subscribe button, press that bell icon button, and watch your esports action live.
This is the first ever Omen X laptop for gamers that go to extremes. Gear up with a machine designed for total domination and engineered for gaming in stunning 4K. Equipped with the latest Intel Core processors, it gives you the power to be relentless. With a 17.3-inch diagonal screen and desktop-class graphics, you get maximum performance to be victorious anywhere. With multiple fans and large exhaust vents, heat is transferred away from critical components for dynamic overclocking. Ramp up boot times, game loading, and overall system responsiveness with optional RAID 0 SSD configurability. An RGB LED backlit mechanical keyboard lets you program each individually lit key to create customized key maps that switch seamlessly between games. With 2.5mm travel and in-key rollover, you can take out your competition with more accuracy and precision. Designed for extreme immersion, DTS Headphone X technology comes built in for surround sound experience that puts you right in the middle of the action. With the addition of a VR headset, gamers can step inside a completely immersive world for an elevated gaming experience. Single-panel access to key components makes serviceability and upgrading easy, so you won't be sidelined or held back on your road to supremacy. It has a brushed aluminum finish on an armor-like chassis. A jet fighter-like construction with hidden lift hinges ensures you're always at the ready. And with striking lighting effects and see-through window to components, others will know too. Unleash your fiercest gameplay anywhere with the extreme performance of the new Omen X laptop.
future redefined. No regrets tied to the things we leave behind. Possibilities.
You have that disadvantage coming in the field. He might not feel it, but that was a nice way. That was a nice way.
So, calm down, calm down. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back again with all the esports action only and only on the ESL India Premiership 20. Brought to you by Omen by HP, HyperX and Intel, and presented to you by lovely folks at Northern Gaming and ESL India, including once in a while none other than my co-host and analyst Ranjit Mambasina Patel.
well, it's a pleasure to be back, and somehow I look like a midget on the screen due to the fact that the camera hasn't really been set according to my height. My hair is also cutting off, so it's okay. I'm
And
just too
plus
tall.
you're wearing a blazer in Delhi heat.
Yeah, I mean it's important to look sharp, man. It's really important to look nice. Looking the part is something I really enjoy. But no, jokes apart, I think today's matchup is going to be really interesting. Though the player, I'm fairly certain the viewers, most of them aren't aware who are playing today. Or if you guys have been following our Facebook page, you'd probably know, right? I mean, we've been talking about these guys to, we've been asking these guys to like our Facebook page. So make sure you go and like the Northern Gaming Facebook page, ESL India as well, and make sure to click subscribe as well, because Wagisha has been requesting you guys for quite a while.
45 days now?
Is that?
43 days now.
Oh, 43 days. Best production, dude. Best production in the country.
They need to know how many days. It's their job. आए तो कि see यार मेरे पास तो बहुत सिंपल सा रीजन है बोलने के लिए. मैं बोल के थक गया हूँ. मैं भूल भी गया हूँ मैंने कितना बोला है. I'm like that old mother on those old 80s 90s का Bollywood film कि बेटा अब तो बस मेरे करण अर्जुन आएंगे. आते रह गए 43 days से. Subscribe नहीं किया बताओ. They hurt me यार Mamba. They hurt me.
I mean, it's fine. It's only for like two or three more months, and then you'll be off to Mini Punjab down there in the west.
Mini Punjab, true. But we have two interesting games, two interesting teams lined up for you guys, having a showdown against each other. Let's start off with the first one, Team Brutality. So everybody except Venom and Juventa wears glasses in this team.
Pretty much.
They have very bad lifestyle habits.
And A-Star as well, actually, most of the time. So, does he wear specs now?
Yes.
He does?
Yes.
Oh boy. I mean, I remember he was endorsing Gunners for a while when Brutals got sponsored by them. So it's kind of funny to see that. Because
one more sponsorship lined up, man. Get your spectacle frame sponsored by probably Oakley or something.
I could probably ask for it. I'm not big enough.
Yeah, man, you never know. You can go up to like these brands and sponsor like that. Go to them and like, अच्छा भाई बताओ, मेरे को तो चश्मा लग गया है. What do you guys want to like offer for this? I'm a pro gamer. I have fan following. I'll do 5 streams for you a week. 1 hour each. You give me glasses.
Yeah, not just glasses, but jokes apart, it's something that these guys have been doing for quite a while now. And Brutals, I'm happy for the fact that they've been able to perform really well lately, especially after the fact that they went back to their old lineup. Ace, Aaron Fox joining them back again. It just feels like 2016 Brutality rejuvenated with even more energy. Now Ace Star is also one of the most stable players in the team. He's not going to go into any other team for a very, very long time now. So it's good to feel, see these guys that they're gelling back together as a family. Fox has always been around. He has been playing for a few other teams here and there, but they were not the teams which are up there. So, Fox also being one of those guys who has been playing with Brutal. So they have their old synergy back basically. They didn't really have to start from scrap. And when you get a new player in, for example, when they got Wasn't Pexer, they had to adjust a lot. They took so much time to adjust to these guys, and with Fox and A-Star coming back, I don't think that was an issue for these guys, so it's nice to see.
All right. So let's take a look at the competitors there. The team who's also managed to defeat Entity for that point.
Yeah,
Intencity
Pune
5. Let's have a look at the boys. All right, that's Team Intensity Pune 5. My peeps from Podyanagari. Kasa hai ka hai bhao? Kasa hai?
How many languages can you speak?
2, 3, 4.
I'd say quite a mouthful, right, Gola?
7. I mean, yeah, I have 7 languages.
That's
I'm
a lot.
learning my +2 again, like +2 in the sense, 2 more languages.
Oh yeah.
And including, well, that's like spoken language.
Well, I mean, if you really consider the programming languages, that then technically.
So that ways, I know Ruby on Rails, I know Python, I know C++, I know Java.
Never mind you, when it's okay.
And I know basic.
It's okay. Also, I mean, gagging isn't really a language, but okay. And moving on, these guys, they've been promising. Obviously, they've been very, very promising. They've had this individual skill to play with as well, but they've not been able to be consistent. We've seen them show doors to Entity, and then after a while they just lose some other team with a very, very bad scoreline actually. So it's just surprising to see that with so much talent, with so much caliber in these players, they have not been able to put up these consistent performances, and I think that is where the difference in terms of experience comes in, because I've seen Caramel, he's a pug lord, okay, just like the star, he's a pug star. In pugs, he'll destroy you. You'll legit cry if you're playing against him. But again, in matches, he has not been able to put up those consistent performances. As a team as well, they've been promising.
There's a famous quote from Spider-Man: "With great power comes great responsibility." But unless and until you do not know how to feel the responsibility, it's just great power.
Yeah, without any direction actually, pretty much. So they really need to get the structure together. They really need to get the composure back again as well, and try and figure out why are they not consistent. Is it just the mentality? Is it just the pressure, or is it something else that the reason why? So there are a lot of factors in terms of consistency in Counter-Strike as well. So sometimes it so happens that you feel that your aim is off. So on those days you have to make sure that you make those decisions. Your decision making has to be on point every single time, but especially on the days when your aim is not working out for you guys, you have to figure out, if I'm taking a fight, do I have the advantage, or is the other person who's having the advantage? So that's something that's really important.
Alrighty then, so then let's quickly take a look at the map pick veto and see what's in. Okay then. Chalo, at least I can't say that for a change. Like, we saw Inferno also, we saw Cash, we saw Mirage also. So yeah, I mean, sure, we had a spell of change. So basically, Intensity went ahead, banned Trade, Dust to Opass, and Brutality went ahead and banned Mirage, Nuke, Cash, and I think that's a respect ban, Cash, for the entire puggy style of gameplay there, which Intensity has. So
that's true, and Cash has never been one of their best maps, to be very honest.
But again, it's a very puggy map.
It's not just about the fact that it's a puggy map. It's just that Brutals have not really liked Cash all that much.
True.
And I can take this 22 years back as well, when I was playing. At that point as well, they weren't really practicing Cash all that much.
I remember a map where A-Star, I think it was last year, A-Star RQ'd from a Cash game.
Oh yeah, I do remember there was.
I think we were doing Esports at the time. A-Star
and we actually carried that for 4 episodes. We were carrying it for 4 episodes, but nonetheless, it's not a surprising veto. Just the fact that Brutals actually went to ban out Nuke against Intensity Pune 5. I think if they could have let Cash through, they would have probably had a better chance.
All right, so then let's quickly take a look at the map first, and then it's after that the game. Yeah.
Inferno. This map is not like any other traditional CSGO map. It does not revolve heavily around mid-control. The 2 most important areas of control are the apartments and banana. You lose control of either one of these areas, and you're going to have a bad time.
All right, so now that we have an understanding of what this map is all about, let's head over to the game and see what's in store for us.
Thank you, Mamba and Vagish. It is time for Brutality versus Intensity Pune 5, and we're going to play down Inferno, which is interesting because Intensity Pune 5 has defeated Entity Gaming 16-12 on this map previously. I'm going to be your caster for the day. My name is Ali, and joining me is Fett. How are you, buddy?
I'm absolutely fine, dude, but like you said, I'm a bit intrigued about the map veto coming in. Brutality, they've been on a cold run of form right now. They're not really, men's not hot. Men are not hot, rather. And they have lost 2 in a row. And playing Inferno against Intensity Pune 5 may not have been the best option available to them, especially considering that they also have Overpass in their arsenal, and they've beaten Invictus on Overpass, and maybe even Mirage, because Mirage has always been one of the go-to maps for Brutality. So it's not like, their map pool is lacking. So why insist on Inferno is something of a question that is nagging me before the game starts. But, well, maybe, just maybe, Brutality have worked on some strats. They might have aces up their sleeves. And obviously there's A-Star. He is a mad beast. So...
Yep. I mean, but Brutality has bounced back against Team Malhar, by the way. They were down, I think it was 16-8 or even 16-10 at one time. And they did manage to come back 16-13 and win that game. And that was, of course, that was like almost 2 weeks ago now. Brutality's taken quite a long hiatus from the Premiership. But they are back now. And unfortunately, A-Star has timed out. And also, our server provider is having some variance issues. So the game's going to be delayed a little bit. So maybe we took this throw from the studio a bit too soon.
Yes, prematurely, you mean. A little on the early side. Regardless, I love talking to you. Have you seen Avengers? I think it's late enough in the day to actually discuss the movie.
Well, I have seen it, yes. I like the negative ending, but the movie was not up to the hype. It was like 3 movies mashed into one. Too many different styles of I don't know, of everything, of entertainment, basically. Like, it was like Guardians of the Galaxy plus Iron Man plus Thor plus, like, I don't know what even else.
I mean,
it was a mixture of too much. It wasn't. It didn't have its own movie sense.
I'd say it was a potpourri of flavors in that sense. Like, all the tones from the different Marvel movies were like present here, but absent as well because of the fact that they were all intermittent and, fleeting. Nothing lasted for too long. But dude, I just love OP Thor. When OP Thor comes on the screen, it's just like, hallelujah. Quite literally.
Those choice of words, though. I like it. But by the way, it's also going to be the 20th Inferno that we're going to see. Maps in the Premiership till now. Well, we've played a grand total of 50 maps, including this one, and this is the 20th Inferno. The closest map to this is Mirage at 9.
Well, I mean, I'm okay.
Some thought into that.
I mean, I won't lie. Last year it was all Mirage all day, every day. Okay, and I was crying, like, please, anything but Mirage. And frankly, I wouldn't mind Inferno if, to be honest, if I didn't see teams do the same thing over and over again on this map. Like, it's the same thing. Double turtle on the CT side. Very little in terms of aggression. Only, I think, Brutality and Entity bring something different to the table in terms of taking aggressive apps control or banana control on the CT side. But Brutality have this very annoying habit of only doing that against anti-ecos and not on their buy rounds, like against buy rounds either. It's just disappointing to see that, Brutality have an idea of how to play this map, but, they insist on not doing it. Yeah, but, like, the thing with Mirage is that it's so played out, there's really no, new way of playing it. It's either you play deathmatch or you go super tactical. And neither way is too difficult to counter for a good team. So Mirage is one of those maps which can be a little bit of a dark horse of a map in my opinion, because it is so played out. It's one of the oldest maps in the map pool, and you've seen everything under the sun being done on that map. And yeah, in my opinion, it's gotten a bit stale. Inferno, on the other hand, it is still relatively new.
You say that, and we were talking before this game as soon as we saw what map it was, and you were like, oh god, we're gonna see double turtle setups by the CD side, and just maybe one player, maybe A-Star on Brutality and Caramel on Intencity Pune 5 doing something interesting and, trying to make the difference. And so in that sense, even Inferno you could argue that they're not really bringing something new.
No, that is true. That's exactly what I said, that it's not the map that, grates me. It's just the playstyle that we've come to see over and over again. It's the same thing. Teams aren't really mixing it up. Anyway, we're about to go live. Yeah, there we go. 15 seconds into the first pistol round. And well, Intensity Pune 5 already seem to have made their mind up. Mavis and RSN are going to be running utility. RSN has picked up the P250, and Caramel is going to be the raid boss, while on the other hand, Juventa and Venom have picked up some utility. Juventa with the CZ and Venom with the kit. This is going to get interesting, ladies and gentlemen. And look at that. Rix straight right off the bat. Peeking towards alt mid, needs to be careful. Oh, what a shot. Rix going for the re-peek as well. Needs to back off because his teammate Foxy has literally, you know, bitten the bullet. And it's a 4v4.
The power of the P250, even long range, it beats out the USP. And Foxy's going to be wondering, why am I not facing against Glocks? It is the new strategy that's come in. We've seen Intensity Pune 5 do this before as well. A couple of players go for the utility and they drop over 2 CZs as well. But RSN doesn't have armor. He's bought that P250 for himself. But Caramel has got it dropped over to him. So now it is a 4v4 though. And Brutality is actually split up 2 for 2. And their A defense is in fact further split up. And it does look like they have a bit of a feeling that Intensity Pune 5 is going to go for that B hit. Venom is going to smoke them off just to delay them a little bit more while Rix rotates over from the CD spawn towards the bomb side. And yeah, it does look like at about the 30-second mark, we're going to see the B execution come in. And Rix is in fact committed over to the B bomb side. There you go, the execution is going to come in. Juventa with the perfect timing on that nade. The damage, he's going to get the first frag onto Never Give Up as well. And Venom's going to get another onto RSN. The read out of Brutality is absolutely brilliant right now. And it's just slowed down, and they're not going to peek as well. It's just perfect Counter-Strike coming out by the CD side. But Caramel and Reaper, they're going to reply back in kind, but Rix sitting in the shadows. He's going to get both in the back of the head. He's going to deny the bomb plant as well. That was absolutely brilliantly done.
I love the patience coming out from Rix. Like, that's what experience gives you. He knew that there's no need for him to peek, and he let Juventa and Venom, you know, just take all the fights as the T's made their way onto the site. And they thought that the T's thought that, okay, we've got 2 players towards B. We saw 2 players towards A, so that means the rotation is coming in. They didn't even expect Rix to be hiding at new boxes, and he just popped out with like perfect timing and just eviscerated them.
Now the force buy coming in by Intensity Pune 5. 5 Deagles. 5 Deagles, wow. So they're going to be able to go for the long range fights. They're going to try to get those 1 Deags, but instead, with 5 Deagles, they've gone into apartments. 4 players now for Intensity Pune 5 are sitting in the apartments. They've gotten control right now, and the first line of defense anyway, is Juventa, who's sitting in the A bomb side. This is going to be interesting. There's no flashes, nothing for Intensity Pune 5 to work with. They're just going to try to bum rush into this site and hope that they can get the trade onto Juventa.
I mean, I would hope that I would have hoped that Juventa would have been the player with the rifle, and I like what Mavis did there. He did the glaive jump, as Equitas likes to call it. Jumped straight towards Haybales, but Juventa, he's holding strong. Venom in the meantime does bite the dust to Caramel. Caramel picking up 2 kills. Never give up, picking up Rix. It's a 2v2. All right then. Intensity Pune 5 showing up. They look very, very threatening with those hand cannons. Never Give Up showing his hindquarters, exposing them to a hail of gunfire from Foxy. Taking a bit of damage, down to 36 points of health. And we do see A-Star finally on the rotation coming in from Haybales. Foxy picks up Never Give Up. It's all down to Caramel now in a 1v2. He does have an ump at his disposal, but Foxy is able to trade out A-Star. Very expensive round. A-Star had to come deliver the goods. 4K for him, but I mean, Brutality taking that round by the skin of their teeth. Not a very comfortable affair.
I really like the original setup by Brutality. They were playing the Rangers, but they did not account for the Deagles. Foxy there had the quad kill to save them, and even the final kill. But even the retake, the 2v2 retake, was absolutely brilliant, because at the end, Caramel was double peaked at the perfect moment. It's really good. It's really nice to see, actually, that Brutality, even though they don't put in so much practice, they're still playing, you know, the correct way. They have the discipline. And this, of course, only comes after years of playing and years of playing together. And that's why it's so exciting to see. I know I'm gushing right now, basically, about Brutality, but it's great to see the 2016 lineup back. And it is an eco round now coming in. Juventa and Foxy, it seems that they're going to mow down the terrorists. And they have got 3 frags already. And I like how Rix has just not moved. He's just been looking at the apartments, and there you go. He's gonna get the frag onto Reaper as well. No casualties yet for Brutality. A very clean round coming in, unless Caramel... Nope, Caramel's gonna be taken down as well. A flawless round by Brutality, and that's gonna help the economy going, especially after losing 4 players in the second round. But Intencity Pune 5, and Caramel specifically, has the op-out.
Yeah, and keeping 4 players alive is going to be crucial because it does shore up their economy, as you rightly pointed out. And this man, with the AWP, especially online, has been phenomenal. Now, I say online because Caramel was at the Optic tryouts. And, well, as I say that, Foxy bites the big one, takes one straight in the chest, and Brutality with the man disadvantage right out of the gates. Caramel, he's just so dynamic. At LAN, however, like during the Optic tryouts, I think it was his first LAN experience. And as I say that, Juventa picks up Reaper. So that's a 4v4. A-Star pushing up deep into Banana, getting some aggressive map control, but shouldn't, you know, overstay his welcome. And he's not going to. He's going to make a play. Through the smoke, that too. Man has got balls the size of boulders. Or not. He's just going to chill in the edge of the smoke.
There you see Brutality not playing the turtle setup. They are playing aggressive towards the Banana position. A-Star has control. So that means even though they have a man, well, it's equalized now, but it still means that Brutality can cheat over a man towards the A-bomb side. There you can see Juventa in the minimap over towards Speedway. He's a bit confused actually. A-Star may be calling out that, but Rix is gonna peek out. He's gonna get 2 frags. That timing was absolutely brilliant. Caramel and Mavis are gonna fall, and it's a 2v4 situation now, and the man disadvantage has been turned into a 2-man advantage by the aggression of Brutality. But Juventa, over aggressive, getting taken down by Never Give Up. He's gonna pick up the C4 as well. It is down to a 1v3 now, and he only has 20 seconds on the clock, which means that he has to go for this A bomb site.
Yeah, and like Never Give Up kind of running out of options. Venom makes himself known. That means Rick's really in a good position to bait, you know, Venom. And indeed, he does. Venom, crucial 3K for him. Like that 2K towards mid, that timing was like providence. It's like God himself comes and whispers in Rick's ear like, "Peek, my child, peek. Thou shalt get 2 kills." And he does. And he did. It was like a stroke of genius from Rix. That again, experience. There's nothing that beats experience in my books, because Rix has this inherent sense of great timing, and that was just on display right there for all you dear viewers.
And it is going to be another eco round coming in by Intencity Pune 5, and again Venom being aggressive at the Banana position. Nobody from Intencity Pune 5 really wants to fight it right now, so Venom is just going to be able to hold that for a much longer time. And unfortunately for him, he doesn't have any smokes, so Juventa is in fact going to fall back towards the B-bomb side, while Intencity Pune 5 now, again, they've gone for that, the apps control. 3 of them sneaking up the apps, 2 of them, it's an A split basically, and Brutality has 3 players ready for it this time. Foxy waiting for the drop down, but A-Star's gonna welcome them. Rix and A-Star cleaning house. Intencity Pune 5, absolutely no chance, but Caramel with 2 great shots on a Foxy and Rix, and he can even get the bomb down right now because Brutality is not gonna over-aggress this. They don't want to give away any more guns, and they're just gonna go in for the retake together. But Caramel, he doesn't have a clue. He doesn't know that he can actually go for the bomb plant, so he thinks that a Brutality player is going to be peeking him right now. A-Star making a lot of noise. A-Star does peek out. Caramel. Another 1D onto Venom. The 1-by-1 peeking. But Juventa gonna close it out. But 3 kills for Caramel, making it an expensive round for Brutality. It's gonna eat into their bank a little bit, and they're not gonna like that. But at least Venom and Rix are sitting on the 9 to 10k mark. That means that they're gonna have another buy even if they lose this round. But Caramel, man, you were saying when he did play for Optic, for the Optic tryouts, sorry, he didn't really show up. And yeah, it is the LAN pressure, right? When you play at such a big stage, and I don't think there is a bigger stage than maybe the ESL India Premiership finals, and even an Optic tryouts is on par with that, because you know you're gonna feel the pressure because you need to prove yourself. And Reaper, in the meanwhile, is gonna get the first frag onto Rix. But yeah, you're gonna try to prove yourself. You gotta prove yourself in just over 3 days, and it doesn't all generally work out. And again, Caramel through the smoke, that's not gonna work out for him either. The man advantage lost.
Yeah, so Caramel, while he has been phenomenal online in the ESL India Premiership, you know, he's owned Sai, he's owned the entire entity squad, single-handedly carrying Intencity Pune 5 in certain games across the finish line. At LAN, he was a bit off, but then I spoke to him and he said that it was his first ever LAN appearance, and I guess, you know, I think he can take a lot away from the experience of what it is to actually play at LAN and on LAN, you know, when you're not comfortable, not in your, you know, not in familiar surroundings, when you're not at your setup, you're playing in cramped spaces, you know, there's a crowd, there's people watching you live. It's a lot to take in, and hopefully that experience, you know, he comes off stronger from that experience. And wow, okay.
A-Star has rotated over to the library position. That leaves Venom alone in the B-bomb site. The execution has come in. Venom is just going to try to stay alive, hold the gardens. He is going to be able to do that. In fact, rattles off a shot, hits Mavis a little bit, tickles him, but the bomb plant is coming in behind the fountain position. It is a 4v4 retake now. Never Give Up peeks out. A-Star is taken down. That means it's a 3v4 now, and Venta has taken his sweet time to rotate back. Never Give Up is going to burn alive, but Foxy has been taken down as well. 2v3 now. Doesn't look like Brutality is going to be able to retake this. 2 flashes to work with, but unfortunately for them, the time has ticked away. But Reaper peeks out for no reason. Mavis has the trade. RSN will take down Juventa as well. The B-bomb site has been held by Intencity, and the man advantage, in fact, I mean, the man rotation by Brutality was just not on point at that time. A-Star, unfortunately, rotating over to the CD spawn. And unfortunately, the read not working out for them.
I mean, Brutality, the thing is, they switched things up a little bit last round. Instead of going for that patented banana aggression, they went for an aggro play towards the apartments. And I think Intencity Pune 5 have wised up to the fact that Brutality liked to aggress earlier on into the map. And they just held their angles and got that opening pick. Wasn't very long-lived though, because I think Caramel just offered his life to the gods, sacrificing them to the round gods, I would say, because this was their first round they managed to put on the board. Very soon, getting shot to shit through the smoke by Juventa. Otherwise, after that, I think Intencity Pune 5 played it very smartly. They didn't give much in terms of information. And since they had been consistently hitting the A bomb side, I think the call was to go stack towards A. But then they swung, hit B, and just overwhelmed the defense. And I think it was a bit of over-eagerness coming out from A-Star to, you know, push the smoke and play out in no man's land for that retake. Both him and Juventa getting picked off by Never Give Up. He does burn to a crisp eventually, but he's done his job. He's gotten that 2k that more or less assures them the round, because retaking the B bomb side with a man disadvantage is a very difficult task indeed.
Yep, and we do see a technical timeout coming in, by the way. A-Star is apparently lagging. So Brutality have called for the technical timeout, and yeah, I mean, that gives us a chance. I mean, it depends now. Is Brutality going to force buy into this, actually? That is the question. Just before timing out, you could see that A-Star did have 9k in the bank. So that does mean that if they do want to go for it, at least he can drop over maybe 2 FAMASs and buy a rifle for himself as well. And they could make the force buy workable. And I think they should go for it, in fact, because Intencity Pune 5 don't have that much to work with as well. And if Brutality does pick up this round, that would mean that Intencity Pune 5 is reset immediately.
Yeah, so that's why I was just going to ask you, do you think we're going to be seeing a force buy coming out of Brutality, especially considering that A-Star sitting at 9k? Venom can buy up as well. Rix can go with an ump or a FAMAS. And, you know.
Yeah, I would. Rix should go for the ump with the utility. I would definitely, if I was still playing for Brutality, I would have called for the force buy right now. Considering that Intencity Pune 5's money isn't that good, and they'd be aware of that as well, because everyone died. Well, not everyone.
I mean, they had 2 players surviving at the end of that round, but still, like, so far it hasn't been smooth sailing for Intencity Pune 5 either. That was their first round. And no, wait, everybody did die, because I think the bomb went off.
No, that was because of the dot stop, the reset.
Oh, dot stop, yes. My bad. Yeah, 2 players did survive. So, Yeah, I mean, if I were Brutality, I would have a pulse on Intensity Pune 5's economy, and I would say that, guys, they're, teetering on the edge of brokedom. So let's just give them a friendly little shove, force it up, and kill them all.
I like A-Star's nickname as well. Of course, it gets overridden with his official nickname that is A-Star, but currently his nickname is Ace Thor.
My God.
He's feeling it, isn't he? He's the
He
god
is.
of, well...
Thunder.
Well, at this point, we would say he's the god of CS, and he's feeling it.
I guess, yeah. He has been, well, ever since I've started casting, A-Star has been one of the most dynamic and one of the most explosive players in the scene. And he knows it. He knows it. And that's why it gives him the confidence to make those ridiculous aim-based plays. And well, hopefully, we do see him and the Brutals, soar past what has been holding them back for the past year. At least they've not had a good showing at LAN for quite a while. Hopefully this is the year, and hopefully we do get to see the Brutal logo flying high and proud once again. Because, I mean, I know their fans would love it. Brutality is the most beloved and followed team in the country. And credit where credit is due. They've been doing it from a time that no one even believed in the fact that esports could be a thing.
And they've done it the right way as well, I would say. Especially the streamers and everything. I had this conversation actually with AFK Gaming on their CSGO podcast. A lot of the content that you see on YouTube, I don't really like it. I don't like the bakchodi, so to speak, right? They're just bullshitting their way through to viewers, and I think the viewers will be smarter than that eventually, and that's why you see players like Sai, players like Venom, they actually get the viewership just based on playing well and playing playing clean, basically. And A-Star has come back into the server, but it does look like his ping is settling down, so we should be ready to go momentarily. But yeah, I mean, Fett, what do you think about streamers?
I shall reserve my opinion about streaming actually, yeah, I think having Sai and Venom stream is a boon for the Indian streaming scene, especially for the CSGO scene, the casual CSGO scene. And the fact that because Sai streams, even I managed to get a couple of viewers here and there. So I'm happy. People like to watch my brand of nonchalant, casual, laid back, Gober Elite CSGO, as I like to call it. Not global, Gober.
But anyway, we're going to get back into this game now. Brutality 5-1 in the lead. And they have the chance now. They are going to force buy into it. Like I said, one from us dropped over by A-Star. A UMP dropped over to Foxy as well. In fact, sorry, an M4 dropped over to Juventa. So A-Star, in fact, has the op as well. Where the hell did they find all of this money from? So it's actually barely a force buy. It's almost a full buy. And Brutality have the chance to reset. Wait, what?
What?
Wait, what?
Wait, what? I mean, they all have like single-digit pings.
Yeah, I think the entirety of Intensity Pune 5 has lagged out.
Yeah, this is when I go and say, cafe mein light gayi hai dosto. I'm pretty sure their cafe may or may not have lost electricity. We've seen this happen to Intensity Pune 5 before as well. Last year, in fact, when all 5 of them collectively decided to just apparate out of the server, just pop, and they were gone. And hopefully it's not something as problematic.
I hope somebody just tripped over the router or something.
Yeah.
Because if it is like a power outage or an internet outage at a cafe, oh, Jesus Christ, we're in for a very long wait. And of course, they only have 15 minutes. So there you go. Everyone times out. And it does seem that our admin has got a word that it is electricity issues. And Vagish had actually said that he really likes Pune. And he said that if he had a choice and if he could not stay in Bombay, he would stay in Pune because it's almost as good as Pune. Almost as good as Bombay. And here you go. I disagree because they just lost electricity in the middle of a game. So, nope. Absolutely nope. So of course, he is also mentioning that Intensity Pune 5 has 15 minutes, and that is according to our rules and regulations. 15 minutes to find their way back into the server. That is the maximum technical timeout you get in an online match. And if they do not show up in that much time, Brutality will get a walkover over Intensity Pune 5. The game will end 16-0, unfortunately. But for now, I mean, I think we should just take a break. What do you say, Fed?
I'd like to just continue having a nice conversation with you, Adi. We don't talk that much anymore, and damn, I sound like that naggy girlfriend. But regardless,
so I mean, of course, I don't think it's an electricity. Okay, never mind.
Yeah,
There's an update. They're joining back, so we're not gonna cut to a break. So it should be just another 2 or 3 minutes until they boot up their PCs and join, and this game will get underway again. But yeah, where were we, Fed? Let's have a conversation, like you were saying.
all right. So far, what have been your impressions about the way Brutality have been playing the first few rounds of their CT side? I mean, the thing is, they did start off very well with the banana aggression, but somewhere down the line they thought that it would be wise to switch things up, and I agree, it was, but it just didn't turn out, as per plan. Do you see Intensity Pune 5 making any, changes to their T side setup and adapting to whatever Brutality has coming their way?
So unfortunately, I don't think that Intensity Pune 5 has so much depth in their map pool, in their strat pool, sorry, in their strat book, in their pocket book, whatever. Basically, because against Entity Gaming, it was basically Caramel just wreaking havoc towards that app's position, right? And if Brutality managed to shut down Caramel, it just shuts off an entire avenue of attack, basically. And if they don't have that much to rely on, I haven't seen that much from Intensity Pune 5's T side when Caramel has been shut down. So it remains to be seen what Intensity Pune 5 will do. But Brutality, on the other hand, they're playing aggressive. They're not playing that turtle setup. As soon as they get the man advantage, they are, of course, falling back. And that's the correct way to play, because once you have the man advantage, you want to fall back. But in the last round, unfortunately, it was a 4v4. They equalized the man advantage. It's not that they had the man advantage. And hence, at that point, I actually think that they should have aggressed a little more again for some sort of information. And that's what caught them off. They didn't aggress towards the mid round, towards even late round, to be honest. And that's what caught them off guard, and they lost that round. But I'm sure they'll be able to, reset themselves. They'll be able to assess that. And A-Star, Juventa, Rix, everyone on the Brutality side really understands the game really well. So I'm sure we'll see Brutality adjust a little bit to Intensity Pune 5 setup. And
I hope so, actually, because if they don't, they're gonna be hurting, because Brutality, I mean, the thing with Brutality is that what their experience and the firepower that A-Star brings to the table affords them is that they're like sharks in the open ocean or the open seas. The moment they smell blood, they're onto you, and they are relentless. They're gonna push and prod until the pain starts to get unbearable, and they're just never gonna give up. Like, I know Intensity Pune 5 has a player called Never Give Up, but well, Brutality actually embodies and enshrines that spirit of never calling it a day, of just unrelenting force. So I just hope Intensity Pune 5 have prepared for what Brutality have, not just, to offer on the face of it, but what they've got remaining in the back burner. I've seen Brutality come up with crazy comebacks. I mean, their previous victory was against Malhar, which they mounted somewhat of a comeback to actually, win. It was on Inferno. I think they were losing, 13-8? And then they came back to win that 16-13. So having that gumption is what I think newer teams like Intensity Pune 5 should be looking to build. And it's not something that comes overnight. It only comes with consistent play and experience.
Yep, I do agree with that. And unfortunately, I mean, Intensity Pune 5, we're still waiting for them, by the way. They should be into the server momentarily. And in the meanwhile, A-Star's dropped out as well. Maybe he's trying to fix his internet issues as well. While we do see the first player of Intensity Pune 5 finally make it back to the server. Hallelujah! I'm just thinking right now, by the way, I know I'm getting sidetracked a little bit. DOTA's going to be delayed again.
Wait, what now?
Dota's going to be delayed again. I remember the first 4 or 5 days of the 2018 Premiership of the summer season. Dota began at like 8:30, 8:45 because most of the games went so long. Went on for so long, and it's going to happen again this time. I just feel bad for them.
Yeah, I know. I feel bad for Vivek. Like he's so into CS. Like, you know, the days that I don't cast and you and Blair casting, Vivek and I sit in our Discord and we're just discussing the game. And he's really into CS:GO. Like, I couldn't care less about Dota. I'll be honest. And not because I hate the game. That is absolutely not the case. It's just I feel it is way too complex for me. There's too many things, too many wards, too many items, cookies, donkeys, couriers. I don't know. It's just mind-boggling. Roshan, Aegis, whatever, dude. Like, it's just like, can I just find, left click and win, please? Like, can we have that back? Like, I'm a simple guy. I like straightforward games, and CS for me, that's why has always been very appealing. And now I think Bulls will have, like, our admin will have his work cut out for him because he's gonna have to restore the round and restore the money as well.
No, I'm sure it'll work pretty well. Once, of course, you have to wait for all 10 players to be in the server before you hit the restore button, by the way. So I'm sure it'll work pretty well. We don't have a problem with that. And yeah, I mean, talking about going A-Star is back into the server as well. We will see the restore and we'll finally get on the way. But yeah, I agree with you about Dota as well. It's just much too complicated. There's just too much you can do, and it's just, it's just
too much for my simple brain to understand or comprehend. I'm a simple man, and I like simpler games, to be very honest. Yeah.
And not bad, by the way. Intencity Pune 5 did manage to make their way back into the server in 7 minutes after losing electricity. So they still have 8 minutes of their technical timeout left.
That's good. That's good for them. Yeah, just in case, Power decides to go Audi again. Because, let's be honest, it's India and monsoons are approaching. It's actually here in several parts of the country. And power lines and rain have been the best of friends since as long as I can remember, right? Right?
This is no, move to Bombay. Nothing happens in Bombay. We don't lose internet. We don't lose power when it rains. Nothing. Underground lines, my friend. But anyway, back into this game.
Last time you DC'd for 5 minutes.
That was my fault.
Sure.
But yeah, 5-1. A-Star with the aggression. He's pushed up. Wow. Never give up. If he peeks out right now, he could actually catch off A-Star. He's sitting at a very... Oh, there you go. Never give up. Catches off A-Star. That's absolutely unfortunate. The aggression was... Well, that was a weird position to take, so to speak. At least Venom should have been there for the trade. Or a pop flash, or something. But again, Intencity Pune 5 with the man advantage. And can they convert this into a round? They have slowed it down. I like this by Intencity Pune 5 as well. And I really like that by Never Give Up as well. Throws out the AWP. Making sure that Brutality, even if they do win the round or if they go for the save, they are not able to recover it. And Intencity Pune 5 now, poking and prodding at middle.
And I like where Caramel is as well. I mean, Foxy is marking that angle like a hawk, but he does just have a UMP in the meantime. The B hit, Never Give Up. I think that was a fake towards B. That gets completely shut down by Venom, taking minimal damage in that exchange. But Caramel, I'm interested to see how he coordinates this hit with the rest of his teammates.
Juventa does get the first frag onto RSN. Caramel does peek out and get Foxy. Foxy was at the off angle, but somehow Caramel expecting it. Juventa, though, in the meanwhile, has gotten 2 frags for himself, and he has some sort of control. There's a fight going on. Venom gets Reaper off screen, and now Juventa, he's gonna peek out. He's gonna run out of ammo, but Venom is there for the save. Caramel and Juventa both whiffing their sprays, and the AWP is gonna be recovered as well. That was unfortunate. And
that was also comical. Sorry for cutting you off there, but yeah, that was also comical.
Yeah, it was, but Venom in with the save. Juventa's going to be like, thank you, bye. Thank you, bye. Thank you, bye, for days. And Brutality, they have done it. They've reset Intencity Pune 5. There's absolutely no money onto them. And again, we're going to see 5 Deagles. Well, nope, sorry. We're going to see 4 Deagles and a Glock. That's just a bit silly. Why didn't Mavis drop over at least a P250? Of course, maybe he's saving over for Caramel's op. Yes, I answered my own questions. Sorry, Fed. But yeah, I mean, this time it does look like Intensity Pune 5 is just going to go for those solo peaks towards middle as well as apartments.
And Rick's opening things up with the kill onto Mavis. Rick spots out RSN jumping as well and shoots him in the backside. Oh, Rick's, I think... Oh, Rick's needs to be careful. How is he alive? What the heck? There we go. A-Star chiming in with the 5th kill to steal Rick's ace from him. A-Star, you meanie. Why would you do that? Let the man have his ace. He's earned it. He's sitting on 13 frags right now.
Yep, A-Star definitely trying to stat pad as well. But that was a really good 4K by Rix. I did think that he overstayed his welcome. I did think that he was going to be traded out after the 2nd kill. But that wasn't the case. Rix proving that he's still a very, very good opper. Of course, for the longest time, maybe from 2012, back from the 1.6 days to about 2016, Rix was by far the best opper until Sai dethroned him. And again, a force buy now coming in by Intensity Pune 5. A fast play towards B. 2 smokes being used by Brutality at the same position. A little bit of miscommunication. You don't normally see that. Caramel, screw the smoke. It's not going to find anything. A-Star at the off angle. It's a stalemate right now.
And I like the boost coming out from Brutality right about now. Venom being boosted up onto the headshot angle. A-Star going to be playing first oranges. But it looks like Intensity Pune 5 are more intent on rotating and refocusing their attention towards mid. Okay, no, they're not. They're going to be hitting B YOLO.
I'm sorry about that. I just said ooh because of the missed Molotov. That would have forced A-Star out of position. That is the first and second box Molotov, and it was missed. Venom from the off angle does get a frag, but he is traded out by Mavis. A-Star now just waiting behind the Molotov, gives away his position though, showing his hand a bit too early. No pop flashes coming in. Rix through the smoke, through the gap in the smoke. In fact, he's going to pick up Never Give Up. A-Star's going to peek out, going to get a frag, but Mavis again in for the trade. He seems to be the trade master. RSN though, peeking out for apparently no reason. He's going to fall, and that leaves Mavis in a 1v2 situation. He's going to get a spray down. That's 4 frags for the man, down to a 1v1. Juventa, though, has the HP advantage, and he is going to get the frag, and oh my god, that shouldn't have happened. That was way too close.
I don't know how that round managed to come to a 1v1 from a 3v1, but credit where credit is due. Mavis, heroic for Intensity Pune 5. Unfortunately, his shoulders started aching that round a little too prematurely, and he couldn't get the job done. But I mean, there's only so much you can ask for from a player. Getting the bomb down, getting the openings into the bomb site, holding the post plants to get 2 frags in a 1v3. Like, come on, guys. Intensity needs to buck up. Intensity needs to find their intensity, in fact. Pardon the horrible pun, but they need to dig deep, find their, inner fire and unleash it onto Brutality, because at this rate, Brutality are just going to have a meal of things. They're going to run away with it.
Yep, Brutality has started off this map really strong. Some would even say they are spanking Intensity Pune 5 right now. And again, it's going to be an eco round coming in from Intensity Pune 5. A couple of players with armor, but mostly just upgraded pistols. Caramel doesn't even have that. He's just on a Glock. And as soon as I say that, he's going to pick up a Deagle for himself, because Mavis has the money to drop him an AWP if he so wants it in the next round.
All right. Never give up. Taking up the position that got him that opening pick in the previous round on A-Star. And this time, though, A-Star playing a much more conventional angle with an unconventional flashbang to aid in his retreat, nonetheless. But it's a double up setup coming out from Brutality. Rix and A-Star both wielding the zoom bangers. Can, Intensity Pune 5 actually abuse the fact that Brutality are severely limited in their mobility owing to the double ops, but then that lends to some immense firepower as a trade-off.
Yeah, it is a very weird round to pick up the double op, right? Intensity Pune 5 are eco, and Brutality would have known that. At least at max, it would have been a force buy. So you generally go in for the double op setups. You don't want to go in for the double op setups against pistols, because they have that mobility. But instead, it is going to be that A hit. The pop flash comes in. Juventa's completely blind, but Caramel whiffing it and Never Give Up. He's going to get a frag on a Foxy, and the trade is in as well. But Juventa does pick up 2 in the meanwhile. It is a 3v2. The bomb's going to be planted as well. Brutality did as much Well, Juventus and Foxy did as much as they could from those positions, especially because of those pop flashes. I'm even surprised that they didn't manage to get 3 frags. And Mavis with a 1 dig onto Venom. It's a 2v2. Now it's actually possible. Mavis is going to be tagged down, and A-Star, by mistake, trying to spam towards Mavis. He's going to take down his teammate, and he's going to be taken down in turn by Reaper, and the ops are down. The double ops are going to be recovered. Nope, in fact, it's going to be an op and an M4 recovered for Intencity Pune 5, and out of nothing, and a massive mistake by A-Star, Intencity Pune 5 pick up a round, which it just shouldn't have been theirs.
I mean, I think we've lost count of the number of times we've said that very phrase, right? That Team XYZ pick up a round that they had absolutely no business winning. And, well, Intencity Pune 5, as you just said, pick up a round that they had maybe possibly less than a snowflake's chance in hell of winning.
And do look at the buy now coming in from Brutality as well. It is severely limited on the utility. 2 UMPs, 3 M4s. And while and now Intencity Pune 5 can actually reset Brutality. They can take over the economic control that Brutality's had a stranglehold over for these first 10 rounds. And it's just another slow round coming in by Intencity Pune 5. No map control afforded to them. Brutality again aggressive towards the banana position. I like it. It is not turtled up. A-Star and Venom aggressive towards banana. And Intencity Pune 5 has been funneled in towards the mid position to try to do something. Juventa at the off angle. Nobody really expects this boost, by the way, because you can see towards middle as well if you peek out a little further. And Rix, he's going to get the frag onto Mavis, walking in without the pop flash. Reaper, though, expects Juventa's position, and he takes him down. It is now a 2v4 situation at this bomb site, but Venom with the backstab, he's going to get taken down by Never Give Up as well. Rix and Foxy, it's all onto them right now. Foxy, he's going to get the first frag. Rix, the crossfire working out for them absolutely brilliantly. Rix through the smoke, and Foxy, oh my God, that is absolutely brilliant coming in from the two players. That crossfire was just amazing. It was absolutely beautiful.
God tier. God tier is the word you're looking for, Adi. Both of them playing off of each other, feeding each other information, trading the frags, just peeking when one is blinded, and vice versa. It was like watching a symphony in teamwork. It was so harmonious. It was so coherent, and Intencity Pune 5 just couldn't keep up with the beat, with the fact that Foxy and I think it was A-Star, who were so in sync over towards the A bomb set. But right now, it's not looking that great. Venom already bites the big one, and man advantage again to Intencity Pune 5. They've gone for another force buy. It is the 12th round, and Brutality, because of the man disadvantage, have turtled up. Rix is aggressing elsewhere, trying to get that one pick so as to, you know, neutralize the numbers disadvantage. But Brutality will definitely be on the back foot this round. They need to pull off another god tier play towards the B bomb side if indeed that hit does come in. Because right now it only looks like Intencity Pune 5 are on a fact-finding mission. Bomb is still chilling towards bottom of banana. But there we go, Juventa. Actually, Rix, sorry, picking up Caramel. Now, he is considered to be the most dangerous player on the other team. So far, though, the entire Intencity Pune 5 lineup is having a bit of a cold start. They haven't really, you know, done much.
Foxy and A-Star, though, they do have a really decent crossfire set up towards the B position. And this can really work out for them if they can avoid the flashes well enough. Foxy getting found out too early, but he does get 2 frags, and A-Star with 2 of his own. These crossfires, they're just absolutely brilliant, and I don't even know what to say for Intencity Pune 5. The pop flashes were well positioned as well. Foxy was completely blind, but somehow he picks up 2 frags for himself, and A-Star does chime in with him with 2 of his own and completely shuts down the Intencity Pune 5 attack. And that force buy has not worked out at all. 10-2 in the lead for Brutality now, and Intencity Pune 5's money is absolutely wrecked. They're on just Glocks. There's 1 Deagle on to Never Give Up, but that's about it.
And that Deagle is not going to be allowed to do much because, well, Never Give Up is going to get flushed out of his little hidey hole. And, well, it was either being burnt alive or being shot to smithereens. And I think Never Give Up chose the more valiant of the 2 options. Caramel He's going to inch his way out of apartments. It's going to be an abs rush and Juventa. Whoa, what? Oh, okay.
The
Getting
switch.
blocked.
The switch, his gun switched by mistake. He is gonna be killing that mouse right now. If he indeed does use the mouse wheel, but unfortunately for Brutality, the bomb is down by Intencity Pune 5. But it is a 4v3 retake, and there's just one M4 on that side, and A-Star does sneak in from the apartments, gets 2 frags onto Reaper and RSN. That leaves Mavis absolutely alone and just with a Glock and no chance in hell, because A-Star is going to check that position as well, and that is the cleanest retake possible by Brutality. And I just feel so bad for Juventa. I actually saw a 4-man spray down coming in by him. If that switch, the gun switch, did not happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's so unfortunate. That is why I think you should never have the gun switch on your mouse wheel.
Yep, I in fact unbind the mouse wheel from everything. A lot of people like using mouse wheel for jumps as well because of the, because it makes it easier to bunny hop. But then we've seen it so many times, even in the Premiership, right? Even by Excali or Marzel, in fact, they're shooting someone and then suddenly they'll jump, and you're like, what the hell? And that's exactly what the hell. It's the mouse wheel. Don't use it. Don't use it. But again, the buy coming in now from Intencity Pune 5, they did get the bomb down, so they have a lot of utility to work with as well. And this time, they do want to contest Banana. The double nades coming in, but unfortunately, it's going to find nobody. Never Give Up is on the wrong side of the grenades in Brutality's view. And again, A-Star, he's just playing with fire, wants to fire through the smoke. No reply, though, from Intencity Pune 5, luckily for him. And it does look like Intencity Pune 5 is going to go in towards the B hit.
And this time, though, I don't think Brutality have had time to set up those God tier crossfires. 4 players, slowly but surely, I think they're setting up for the B execute. And personally, I think Intencity Pune 5 really needs to take a good hard look at their CT smoke, because of the 3 times that they've done it, every time they've had like a glaring, gaping hole towards the left-hand side of that smoke. There we go. Foxy will let off that Molotov, but the hit will still come in. Mavis gets the opening pick. The smokes. Foxy's allowed to stay alive just because of that smoke. Foxy, he's still allowed to walk in and get so many kills, but wait, what? Rix and Never Give Up have literally walked past each other, but Rix, he is the quickest gun in the West for a reason. Scopes up, quick scopes, Never Give Up off the face, off the map. And that's going to leave Mavis in a 1v2, but he knows where Rix is. Rix, tunnel vision thanks to his AWP, but Juventa is there to bail him out. 12 rounds to 2, and Intencity Pune 5 are looking way out of their depth in this one.
Yep, individual plays for days. Foxy with a 2K when it should not have been possible. And Rix with that, what was that shot? What was that flick? I thought Never Give Up had his number there, but nope. You said I was the best operator in just up till 2016. Nah, fam, I'm the best even now. And Intencity Pune 5 going into this last round with a 12-2 deficit have just 2 AKs, 1 Galil, and a scout and an SMG to work with. It's absolutely horrendous, this buy. And it does look like Brutality is going to go in with a 13-2 lead into this half. It's been absolutely dominant by them. And that map veto that we were calling into question, it's been absolutely, well, all our critics, our critical thoughts have been shut down by Brutality.
Yeah, basically all our doubts have been laid to rest. And
Rix
look at that.
again.
Venta, Rix, they're just being bullied towards mid. Guys, bullying is bad. Don't do it. And look at that Reaper getting stuck on the scaffolding of the door. Falls back, runs, turns around, runs with his tail between his legs. Got 78 HP, a Dream, and an MP7. MP7. He's on the T side. What is wrong with me? But it's a 1v3, 1v4, and they know exactly where he is. Reaper, he is literally on his last dying seconds. The moment he peeks out, Venom is just gonna pepper him with bullets.
Every single angle, every single point of exit for him is watched right now. And he's going to make the sound as well. Rix trying to get a jump shot onto him. He does, in fact, dink him through the wall and then finishes him off with the CZ as well. Brutality is just having fun now at the expense of Intencity Pune 5. They have really, really showed up today to play. And 13-2 in the lead. Brutality is trying to make sure that our stream, even with the 10 or 15-minute delays that we've had in the start of the game, and then again because of Intensity Pune 5 lagging out, losing electricity, it's going to count for nothing because they're just going to finish off this game in barely 20 minutes, 25 minutes, if it does go this way. And now it's the all-important pistol round for Intensity Pune 5. If they need to have a chance, and I do like the timeout as well, because this is their chance. They need to pick it up. If they don't pick up the pistol round, it's basically the last nail in the coffin for them.
Now, the thing that was worrying me when the game started was that, you know, Intensity Pune 5, they've shown more or less on their T sides, not so much on their CT side, because again, Intensity Pune 5 CT side have been what we were calling into question before the game started, that static double turtle, you know, play from the side setup. And we were praising Brutality's CT side before the game, because saying that, you know, at least I pointed out that they did have aggression up their sleeves, at least on the anti-ecos, but this time they brought it, and they brought it all over the place, and it pays dividends. Just look at the score. It speaks for itself. 13-2 on the after the first half, and now we're going to go live with the second half. Caramel spotting out a couple of players, making his way towards alt mid, just jump spotting, no aggression whatsoever. In the meantime, there's going to be a lot of gunfire towards Banana. RSN spots out Juventa, but Venom is there for the quick trade. There's still 2 players left alive and kicking, but Venom, 25 HP, needs to be careful. Never give up 28. It's like even Stevens across the board.
Yeah. Unfortunately for Venom, he had to waste his flashbang to get out of that position as well. Caramel, 3 players, well 2 at least, are gonna peek him. He's been found out and he's been taken down by A-Star. And Mavis now, he needs to land these shots. He lands the first one onto Foxy. Can he land another one? He does get digged through the box, and he does land another one onto A-Star, but Rix is there for the reply. And Venom elsewhere at middle, he's gonna take down Never Give Up as well. And now Reaper with a great shot onto Rix, bringing it down to a 1v1 from a 1v2 situation. It's all down to Venom now, 25 points of health. And Reaper, in fact, has the kit, and he's gonna hear this out. If Venom jumps down right now, he's gonna hear this out as well. Reaper, he's playing the long con. He's trying to come back from the apartment's position. Does Venom expect this? Venom is holding to the position right now. This is all about timing. It's absolutely about timing. Reaper, it doesn't look like he's gonna peek out. He just wants to wait. He's peeked, he's looked at the C4. He knows that it's down. It's not been picked up yet, so Venom should be there somewhere.
I mean, this is just the proverbial game of chicken. It's all about who blinks first, and it is going to be Venom. Reaper has heard that. He's got the bomb in his sights. And Venom, he's frightfully low as well, and he's going to get caught crossing. Indeed, he does. And Intensity Pune 5 picking up that ever so important pistol round. They really needed that if they wanted to have even the slightest of hopes of mounting a comeback. And Reaper making all them plays. Crucial frags from him that previous round.
And the 1v2 victory, definitely digging Intensity Pune 5 out of a hole, because their CD setup was absolutely wrecked by Brutality. There was nothing they could do about it. They literally had to rely on a hero play. And that's exactly what Reaper delivered. We're going to see 5 SMGs, and Brutality has gone for the eco because they actually didn't get the bomb plant. It's actually a very interesting turn of events. I'm really surprised that Brutality hasn't gone for the force buy. And somehow Intensity Pune 5 SMGs, they're going to rack up the money this round. This is going to be so fortunate.
It's interesting, right? That Brutality decide to go for the full eco, no armor, just upgraded pistols, and Intensity Pune 5 like, okay, fam, we're going to buy SMGs and just farm up that cash. It's really, you know, uncanny to see this kind of buy. Only Entity does this time and time again, because, you know, they have a coach and they seem to be very confident in the fact that their executes will work out, and they have very good utility usage. But otherwise, you're always going to see at least a couple of rifles during the force or expected anti-force. And there we go. It's just a flurry of kills left, right, and center, and RSN mopping things up. Caramel picks up 2, RSN picks up 3. That's the full house of frags being shared between them. And because everybody is wielding SMGs, that's just going to be, you know, money, money, money everywhere.
Yep. Intensity Pune 5 now going in for the timeout. Maybe they were thinking that Brutality might try to force buy into this. And it's interesting right now to see what happens after this. I'm wondering if Intensity Pune 5 actually picks up 2 rifles. They can actually afford all 5 rifles if they wanted to. But it does look like they're going to think better of it, and they're going to expect another eco coming in by Brutality. And it's fortunate that Brutality is going in for the eco as well, but they have called in for a tech timeout though. And does look like one of their players is having an issue. So that's going to be another delay for us. And that's just absolutely
Expected.
annoying. Well, annoying.
Absolutely expected.
I'm getting annoyed now because I think anyone could tell that I've been so excited about this game because, I mean, we're just seeing such good CS as well, at least from Brutality. And even a lot of great individual skills and individual showing coming out by Intencity Pune 5. And I thought it's been a great game. I would like to not have all these damn pauses.
I mean, see, technical timeouts is something that you can't really help, right? Shit happens. On LAN, especially online, you can't really control all the governing factors that, you know, determine how much FPS you're getting, especially in a game like Counter-Strike Global Offensive. This game has a mind of its own, and well, looks like the gods above have heard your prayers, and we are back live with the game. It's 13-4, and Intencity Pune 5 look all set to make that 13-5 at the very least, because then Brutality is going to come out to play with the big guns, and well, it remains to be seen whether Intencity Pune 5 can hold their own and hold their ground.
I want you to look to the left of the screen. Brutality has 5 smoke grenades and 2 flashbangs in an eco round. Anders is going to be so happy.
Anders is going to be giddy.
Yep, with excitement. He'll be like, what is... I'm really excited. I want to see what they have planned. I mean, they need to get some kind of map control right now, and that's exactly what A-Star was going for, but Caramel has shot him in the back, and that's 1 smoke and 2 flashes. And 1 flash, rather. Wasted, unfortunately. And Juventa is going to get the frag onto RSN at middle. Mavis, though, with the reply. And the smokes had gone in towards middle. It was a complete execute by the looks of it towards middle. And Brutality still have 2 smokes on them. So they can actually do a lot of damage right now, at least to the economy, if nothing else.
I think their initial plan was to wrap B. Like the way that smokes were laid. Oh my god! Okay. Deleted. Never give up. Has to tap out this round because that shot between the eye was just instant facial reconstruction surgery. Well, wow, Juventa. Deft with the deagle right there. And Caramel, he's not going to check his corners. And Foxy is just going to say thank you very much. Good night, sweet prince. Venom in the meantime gets Mavis. Juventa with that deagle still continuing on his reign of terror. Gets the kill. The final kill. And Brutality, how are
Brutality, they reply back and they're like, you can win an anti-eco against us and we'll repay the favor in the next half. Don't you worry about it. And that was just, I really like that 3v3 hold, by the way. The hold between Venom and Juventa, the bait play was absolutely amazing. They knew they didn't have the armor to work with, so they can't take the straight up fight. So that was just absolutely well done. It's the small things that make you so dominant in a game. And Brutality is showcasing that in all their colors right now. And the force buy has come in by Intencity Pune 5. 2 SMGs, 2 M4s, and 1 AWP onto Caramel. Barely any utility to speak of. There were 3 smoke grenades, only 2 of which are left at this point. And Brutality have everything they could want because they won an eco.
Yeah, and more importantly, right now, Brutality are looking like a force to be reckoned with. There's just no stopping them. Caramel does have the AWP out onto him. He has been one of the more standout oppers coming out, breaking through this season. But this game, he's had a very, very quiet game. Hasn't been able to have much of an impact. And again, you see, right, Adi, it's the double turtle setup coming in yet again. But Juventa, the top of his dome getting spotted. And Kobe, Mavis with the kill. And what is Foxy doing there? And Mavis has heard Rix as well. Rix is going to spot Mavis. Rix is going to take Mavis's head clean off. But there is another player left at Motobox, and he is going to mop things up. RSN getting them kills. Rix on 6 HP. Needs to be very, very careful. Caramel is going to peek out. Caramel is going to pay for it with his life. And RSN, he is going to deal the final fatal blow to Rix. And, you know, put him in his grave. But Rix already had 1 foot in the grave, and managing to get 2 kills with 6 HP, doing a lot of economic damage and taking the op away.
I just want to point out. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's exactly what I wanted to point out. Caramel had no need to peek there, and he lost his op. He lost a $4,750 investment because he peeks out at a headshot angle for no reason at all. And that might just cost them. And Brutality knows this. They need to reset Intencity Pune 5 right now, because if Brutality win this round, they have force bought into it, by the way, and that's what I'm saying. If Brutality wins this round, they're going to absolutely reset the economy of Intencity Pune 5. And it's going to be curtains for the game. And the fast play coming in by Brutality, they're already up mid to left. Mavis has got a frag onto A-Star in the Apps position, but Caramel through the smoke, well, at the edge of the smoke, gets a frag, but he is traded out by Foxy. And Reaper is going to try to go through the smoke. He's thinking about it, but Juventa has picked up RSN in the meanwhile. The trades again are coming in, and at this point it's favoring the CTs, but again Rix is there. It's just trades after trades for trades. And it's a 2v2 now. Rix, though, at 25 points of health. He has been found out at the position as well. The flashbang, the Molotov, everything to delay the CTs right now. And the CTs, they were playing it right. They were retaking together. And in fact, they are going to retake together, but instead from the short position, where Rix, he's at an offish angle. He might even be able to catch a player off guard. And indeed, he does shoot Reaper. Reaper does look the wrong way, but Rix not able to finish. And Reaper, with a crazy 180 flick onto Foxy, he will take him down and never give up, chiming in onto Rix as well. And the defuse is going to come in. And again, individual brilliance, saving Intencity Pune 5.
What was that from Reaper? It's like all of a sudden he switched from a mouse and keyboard to a controller, because in a controller you can have that turn 180-degree bound to a certain button, and that's what it looked like. He snapped onto the guy playing the far box and just annihilated his head, like instantly smashing it against the back wall. Headshot, and Intencity Pune 5 pick up that round, shore up their economy, and in essence ensure that they have at least another round on the cards, unless they lose this, because they have lost full pistol buy-up. But this time around, Brutality don't have the aid of those smokes. Caramel with the op is just gonna die. But in the meantime, Mavis picking up 2 kills. Foxy, he's done some damage. I think he will be looking to get that AWP if possible. But Mavis is gonna round the corner, and Mavis is just not having none of it. Look at where A-Star is.
He needs to start walking though now. I think he will be heard out. Well, he does start walking. Never give up, as well as Reaper have no idea that this backstab may be coming in. Everyone's looking towards the middle position at this point. Does A-Star check the graveyard position? It doesn't look like he's going to do that. Reaper is going to find a free frag. Well, not before A-Star finds a free frag on to Never Give Up. Mavis is there in for the trade again. Mavis, by the way, he seems like he's like the trade fragger on Intencity Pune 5. I'm not sure how many times I've said Mavis is in for the trade, even on the T side and on now indeed on the CD side as well.
I mean, it's the angles that he's been playing, right? And the way that he's being set up by his teammates just makes him that ideal trader. He's just in there. The moment somebody goes down, he's the one peeking out, getting 1 or 2 or 3 people in a single spray down. He's been instrumental playing that one small site anchor and getting the kills consistently and delivering for his team. And right, like I said, Intencity Pune 5 do make it to 7 rounds, but now again Brutality are out with the weapons. Their T side, well, just as I was gonna say, hasn't looked as impressive. A-Star comes out and just demolishes that defense. Caramel though finally does get a kill on A-Star. A-Star overstaying his welcome slightly. He didn't need to go all in there. There's still so much time left. He could have just allowed Intencity Pune 5 to fester with that 2-man disadvantage and, you know, made them overthink things. However,
I really like the adjustment by Brutality, by the way. They knew that Caramel was towards the arch position, so he could peek middle. So they just smoked off the entire bomb site and rotated in from apps. That is just, again, it's the little things. I'm gushing right now. I know how I sound. And I know I sound like a Brutality fanboy, but it's the little things. You see it. It's calculated. And now it's a 3v4 retake situation for Intencity Pune 5. The bomb has already ticked down 20 seconds or so. And now finally the retake's going to come in. Rix Gonna flash out. He's gonna peek out. He's gonna find Never Give Up. Reaper, in the meanwhile, has burnt alive Foxy as well. But Juventa and Venom are gonna close out that round 15-7. And Intensity Pune 5, even though they won 3 rounds on the trot, they have absolutely no money.
They're completely broke. They are wrecked. They are going through a recession and Brutality. They look well poised to take this game 16-7.
And yeah, round difference matters a lot as well when it comes to it. If it is a 3-way tie, right, towards in the top 4, it will determine if you if you qualify for LAN or not. So they really need to close out this game in this round. They want to end at 16-7, and you could see that in fact from the start as well with the double eco. And A-Star somehow Never Give Up expects it, but A-Star through the top of the smoke picks off Reaper. Reaper jumps up and he jumps to his death. A-Star though, he's going to be traded out by Never Give Up Rix. He's just waiting, holding that angle, hoping that Never Give Up gets greedy, wants that gun. But Never Give Up, he's going to fall back and he's going to get the fadeaway shot onto Rix. What in the world was that? The CZ. Valve, please, nerf.
Because you're just gushing right now, and the gushing may have
Again,
to come to a
another
premature
CZ kill.
halt.
Another CZ kill, just say.
CZ is ridiculous right now. There's no denying that. But, I mean, you need to be very skilled to use it. Oh, my God. Alright. Oh, okay then. A 4K with a CZ. Never give up. Living up to his name. Not giving up until the fat lady sings. And 8 rounds to Intensity Pune 5. And now Brutality are the ones staring down the barrels of Iniko.
Yep. It doesn't look like they want to eco though. 2 AKs already being bought up. An SMG as well, a Deagle and a CZ. Can Brutality do this on another force buy? Can they win another eco/force? Intensity Pune 5 on the other hand, they have everything they need. Maybe not as much utility as they want, but they do have 5 rifles. And it does look like they're going to go in for the banana control. Rix, he's burnt alive. Rix, what are you doing, friend? Caramel, in the other hand, as well, he's got a frag onto Foxy at the boiler position. Juventa, though, is in for the trade. Juventa, another frag onto RSN as well, and the man advantage has been, well, the man disadvantage has been neutralized. Mavis, unfortunately for him, he's not going to be that reliable trade fragger in this round. Reaper, though, he will pick up Juventa, and it's just a very random round coming in from Brutality, peeking out all over the place.
Now, this is more like, you know, the Indian
A-Star?
What? How? All right. This has just been a complete random ass round. Kills, just a bevy of kills coming from left, right, and center. No cohesion whatsoever. And then A-Star comes out and does that. He literally puts his foot and plants it ever so determinedly up Intensity Pune 5's backside. Like, he is not willing to give up. And now Never Give Up is in a 1v2 with a kit, but it looks like A-Star should have this frag. Indeed, he does. That's the final kill, and it's 16-8 in favor of Team Brutality. Adi, any closing words?
Just what a way. I mean, the game has to end with an A-Star 3K, doesn't it? It just has to. He just pulls off something basically out of his ass, and he just does it time in and time out. It's not like he does it just once in a while. He does it at least once or twice a game. And it has to be A-Star doing that. And it's just a very weird round. But yeah, I mean, Brutality, they were really, really dominant in this round. Intensity Pune 5, of course, valiantly trying for that comeback. But unfortunately for them, it just wasn't possible. Brutality was having none of it. Rix with 29 frags, by the way, while closing out the game. And it was just, it was great to see Brutality just playing really, really good Counter-Strike. And I'm sure that Mamba as well as Vagish have a lot more to say about this. So we're going to go back to the studio where they can break down this game for you further.
All right, we're back again with the studio action here at the ESL India Premiership 2018. Summer Seasons' Masters League. Brutality wins. Adi being very happy. Another day.
Well, another day at the field, another day at the job, and it was a pretty dominating performance in the first half. As a matter of fact, Brutality played their hearts out, and for some reason, Intensity Pune 5 could not show up in the first half. So that was really surprising for me to see. But in the second half, they tried their best. They played their hearts out as well. Caramel with some really nice clutch. I won't say clutches, but it's really nice picks. The rest of the team as well performing when they had to. So I think overall it was a decent performance in the second half. But in total it was a lackluster performance because I think they just got a little scared. They gave a little too much respect to Brutality, and overall they just got destroyed by Brutal. So it was a very disappointing performance.
Alrighty then. Well, that's Mamba's analysis there. We'll take a short commercial break. On the other side, we have Dota 2.
They say gaming is easy. They say this is not a job. They say it's a waste of time. But we kept at it. Got better. We grinded, leveled up, and conquered. We are gamers. We are the ESL India Premiership, powered by Omen by HP.
beast.
Game, record, and stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
All right, we're back in the studio with Angie.
How's it going?
I'm going to keep like those portable confetti balloons also like.
It should just burst.
Yeah,
Like.
it'll be like fun. But what's going to burst is a lot of bubbles
Yes.
today. A lot of bubbles for a lot of viewers, players, teams,
Yeah.
not just the teams playing today, everybody in the Masters League. This is a very important game today.
This is a very exciting game or the important game.
Also, yes, apart from being important, we're talking about a Dota game which has been a very
anticipated by me for a very long time. Actually, I've been waiting for this match.
Like Angie's like trembling with joy. She's like, ah, fine, Angie. You know what?
Yeah.
Let's start off with the basic formalities and then
Yes.
we will get
Okay.
into the game. This is a Reckoning Esports versus ROG Titans game. So let's start off with the introductions for Team Reckoning Esports first. All right, that's Team Reckoning Esports, ladies and gentlemen. Currently sitting in the second place in the Masters League.
Yes, they have played about 9 games. They have won 7 and they have lost 2 games. And they're sitting very comfortable. Of course, the losses they have faced, one being by Signify. But today there is the day maybe that Reckoning could take their second loss, or maybe ROG Titans taking their first loss.
Yeah, maybe. A lot of maybes, a lot of ifs, a lot of buts. Let's just head off into the second game, second team's introduction there. ROG Titans. Alrighty then, that's Team ROG Titans. Darshan A35 Bata looking weird. He looks old.
Very confident though, even though I
Yeah,
don't
I mean,
agree
I've
with,
seen Bata
old.
being like, you know, all like friendly and
Yeah.
jumpy, like being the beard and like that macho man look. Yeah, come on.
But I think this team has grown so beautifully well together over the past 1 year. I mean, I think now they've almost finished a year together of playing together. And every time I see them play a new tournament, they seem so confident. Even their new players, RXC, I mean, we've hardly seen him play that much apart from the ESL India Premiership. But after the switch where Swifty kind of went to Signify, I was a little worried about ROG Titans. But if you're just talking about the basic stats of Signify, they're sitting third on the board. They have secured 6 victories for themselves and are looking for the 7th victory with this game. Now, if we talk about this game, the Roughs live, we see Reckoning Esports going to just quickly ban out the Tusker, Bounty Hunter, Night Stalker, while they're going to pick up the Leshrac. Meanwhile, ROG Titans is going to secure that Skyrath Mage and Axe and banning out the Doom, the Sand King, and the Omni Knight. Now, the Axe is a new pickup in the meta. Of course, he does fit beautifully well in the 7.14 draft. So, good off lane. I'm guessing that this is going to be a 2-1-2 kind of laning phase where the Skyrath Mage goes 4th role. Of course, we have teams like Kali's that like to play the Skyrath Mage in the mid lane, but on an average, I don't really see this hero going in the safe lane or in even the mid lane. Talking about their mids, of course, I could see ROG Titans mostly pick up even the Wind Ranger in the mid lane for them, which fares beautifully well with the Axe. You could even get a double shackle shot. But for now, Reckoning East was going to secure that Clockwork.
And they've also banned Monkey King there, whereas ROG's banned Pit Lord. We're waiting for the second ban by Reckoning Esports.
They don't really want to pick something that could be too tanky. And also, the Reckoning Esports, picking up that Leshrac, they want to have that momentum of destroying towers. And Pitlord just makes it worse because you can just go from one tower to the other tower, which you don't really want that much. But for now, we just see the bans here. Monkey King getting a ban. ROG Titans may have not really gone for that pickup. They do like to play, of course, the Tinker in the mid lane. So we could see an option of going a split push meta here and just completely picking picking up the Tinker. Also, the Enchantress being another hero that RG Titans like to play quite a bit. Alpha's A35 on that Enchantress is pretty deadly.
True, but right now we see a Razor getting banned by Reckoning Esports in the interim period, and we're waiting for the fifth ban
Yeah.
by ROG Titans, which is going to be a life stealer.
I'm excited to see that the Juggernaut has not got a ban yet, and he fits pretty well with the Axe and the Skyrath Mage. Also, if he is in a double trouble situation, he always can escape with his Blade Fury into a TP, which works well for ROG Titans. But they're going to take some time with this pickup, which is fine. They need to also still pick up an other secondary support. If that Skyrath Mage is 5th role, they could opt to go for the Jakiro, which gives them a long range stun. Also helps quite a bit with damage on towers, which fares okay against a Leshrac. But they got to make sure that Leshrac goes down, because if that Leshrac gets fat, which would be the apt term to use for him, he could be pretty devastating around the map with that clockwork. But relaxing for now. Good picks in mind. Even the puck could be one of the picks. Reckoning Esports could pick up the puck for themselves, actually. It could fare very well for them. The Queen of Pain, of course, still fitting into ROG Titans draft. But we've only seen 2 heroes, so there is so much more that these teams can just drop in. Maybe they have a pocket strat they could use. I hope to see an anti-mage. I would also hope to see a techies, but these are just picks that we hardly get to see anymore. So they're going to take time, using up the reserve clock time too. 1 minute 29 seconds on the board, and they're going to...
I'm going to wait. I'm going to snooze out here. ROG is taking their own sweet time to decide which hero they're going to play next.
They could also pick up the Dark Willow, as a matter of fact.
Dark Willow is there.
The Tusker has a ban already, so even the Dark Willow could work for them. But this is a little risky pick, because whatever they pick now kind of showcases their draft. And it's going to be the Earth Spirit. That's going to be a 4th role Earth Spirit roaming around with that Skyrath Mage. So basically, Reckoning Esports got to be careful who they send in that mid lane. Now, something that can survive an Earth Spirit, one of the options is a Death Prophet. But if Reckoning Esports are looking to make a draft that could do a lot of damage, they would opt to either go for a Shadow Fiend for themselves, or even the Queen of Pain. Now, picking the Queen of Pain wouldn't really work on the long run for them, because the Earth Spirit and the Skyrath have a lot of silence coming in from them. So they got to pick up something that could escape, but at the same time is pretty tanky for them in the mid lane. Now, Wind Ranger, that way she is a very versatile hero. That way they could opt to pick her. But the Death Prophet, if he manages to get an early Yules, it could favor them. But Reckoning gonna take some time on this one.
They're going to take a Viper there.
Nice
They've
pickup.
gone ahead for a Viper.
So he doesn't really care whether there's a silence against him. So with no silence to really do anything to the Viper, he's basically just standing there and going to just be chopping down whoever comes against him. This makes me question that could it be an OD pickup coming from ROG Titans now, because that could fare okay against the Viper, because there's nothing really that fares against the Viper. If you pick up Alina, she's going to suffer. If you pick up a Queen of Pain also, she suffers. So they could be the ones also picking up the Dead Prophet. But they don't need more silence. So I'm a little worried about what RG Titans' reply would be to that Viper pickup, because they took a long time to pick that Earth Spirit.
Yeah, they decided on the Earth Spirit and took some good amount of time.
Yeah.
Now they're left with very little reserve time there. And they go ahead with a Tinker.
They like the Tinker quite a bit, and this also helps them with that split push duration, which works in their favor. Also, if the Viper is mid against the Tinker, he just needs to survive in the first 2 shots. He actually doesn't really need to go ahead. If he levels up his March, he could basically just sit back, stack the scams for him, and just roam around and get that experience to get that BOT. Once he gets that BOT online, basically he doesn't even need to care about the Viper, because he's never going to be in the lane with him. And that's a good thought process coming in from RG Titans. I mean, the Tinker securing themselves the mid, which only leaves their last option, which is the carry. But for now, Reckoning Esports got to reply to that mid, or even pick up their carry of their own. The Void could be one of their choices, I would say, because it kind of makes sure that even the Tinker couldn't really escape in the late game. He could opt to even go for an Aghanim Scepter. But with seeing the Lifestealer and the Razor and the Monkey King ban, I would even opt to go for a Juggernaut for themselves if they like to make that pickup. There are, of course, a lot of other heroes, like the Luna, of course, being another choice of hero for Reckoning Esports. But again, the squishiness coming in could draw attention to them, because again, this comes down to basic thinking that you can keep your Viper as a tank, but if he fails, there is nothing more to really sustain for you. So they got to make sure that their carry has a lot more potential. But they're going to they're going to pick up that Abaddon and making sure that they have the sustainability against the Axe and a Skyrath. And that pick has been devastating to a lot of teams. I mean, we have seen this over and over again, and this is a very risky pickup against ROG Titans. And Abaddon being one strong thing, I could see the Scarlet making an early use to kind of evade the Abaddon's ulti. But still, if he's going to be standing there and tanking, we have the Viper to do the damage, we have the Leshrac for the magical damage, and we also have the Clockwork for the hook shot to kind of make sure that whoever is standing on the back lines kind of just gets evaded completely. But as we talk about Reckoning Esports, if that is going to be an off-lane Abaddon with a Leshrac, they still got to pick up their carry, and both the teams are looking to pick up their final hero. So let's see now. They're going to pick their, they're going to pick, no, actually they're going to ban out one last hero, and then they're going to head into the last two picks. What do you think it's going to be?
Regarding the bans, I'm unsure, but I see
the Gyro, maybe?
A Gyro. Yeah, I think a Gyro could be like, he's like probably one of the most banned heroes, if not the other way around. But do you think a Wind Ranger could do well with ROG Titans right now?
I think, yeah. I mean, the Wind Ranger could fare well for them. But again, it's a risky hero as a carry, I would say.
Sure. Risky as a carry, but still can be utilized in tight situations. That evasions with the Wind Run there. The power shot, like we have to remember, Wind Ranger's got a major buff in the 7.14 also. So this could be there, the chip damage we're looking at, while the main wrath of the Titans comes through the axe there. So maybe that could be a good pick, but a Slardar getting banned here. I'm pretty sure this could be a Klinks.
This could be a Klinks. I mean, it's always optional to drop another hero. But, you know, the Klinks, the Sky, the Earth Spirit, after like 15 to 20 minutes into the game, they kind of become food for your opponents.
I'm pretty sure, see, the Bounty's been banned, the Slardar has been banned. This is all a game about vision now. This is all a vision play here.
True that. I mean, seeing the MK ban and the Night Stalker, like you mentioned, very risky. But for now, Reckoning East was going to ban out that Slug. I doubt ROG would have opted to go for that hero. But it's a good ban coming in from them. They do know
or maybe
that
even a PA for that point of matter.
Definitely. I mean, the PA could do a lot of sustainable damage for both the teams.
And considering now you don't have that vision problem and your third is going to help you move around the map.
Yeah.
And plus your ultimate has a lot of devastating damage.
I think it would be a choice for them between the Juggernaut and the PA. Like you mentioned, she is a very strong hero. But talking about strong heroes, we still have the Terrorblade who's available. But
can this be an anti-mage game?
Can this be an anti-mage?
Will this be an anti-mage game?
I hope so.
I'm hoping. I have my fingers crossed. If either one of those, like I hope ROG picks up anti-mage or like Reckoning picks up anti-mage, because this is going to be like a lot of fun.
I think if ROG picks up the anti-mage, it would work for them.
Yeah, but not so much for Reckoning.
Not so much for Reckoning because they don't have the build for it or the burst for it. They have a lot of tank.
Yeah.
They need a lot of damage. Now, I could even see Reckoning picking up something like a Luna just to stand on the back lines and do a lot of damage with the Leshrac. But ROG Titans, the worry that I see for them right now is that none of their heroes really are going to purchase a BKB. Which means that Reckoning Esports is going to be doing a lot of hard-hitting damage onto them. And they will have to learn to sustain. So they will need a pipe. They will need the Solar Crest. They will need items to just sustain.
And we see the reserve time ending for them. This is going to be...
And it's going to be a death profit for them. All right, so it's going to be a Viper carry now coming in from Reckoning Esports.
They have 30 seconds to make this pick here.
Lovely lineup by Reckoning. I mean, they do have a lot of sustainability.
Variety.
Sustainability and variety. DP going in the mid lane. We have the Viper who's going to be their carry. Abaddon, of course, going top mostly. And the Leshrac going to support. But Reckoning, after a certain point in this game, I don't really see... I love that pickup. So it's going to be a Lycan. So both these teams are really aiming for an early game scenario. They both want to take down that Rosh super quick. They both want to make sure that this game ends in 20 minutes. And I think it's going to be, I'm hoping it's going to be a short game looking at the lineups. But I have to say that I do like Reckoning's draft better, but I think ROG can pull off that split push really well.
Yep. They've certainly got the experience and the talent on their roster. Will this be a reckoning of the Reckoning Esports team, or will this be a Titanful day? Well, we'll know soon when the game starts and ends.
Welcome back to the ESL India Premiership, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Loki. Joining me is Cloudex, and we are bringing you ROG Titans versus Team Reckoning Esports. One of the only teams that have managed to take a game off of ROG was Reckoning in the past, and it was in the MPGL India qualifier. Cloudex, do you think they can do it again?
I don't know, man. RG Titans has been undefeated throughout the ESL India Premiership so far, and I'm fairly certain they want to go into the first LAN with that title and with that laurel held high. So I'm pretty certain they're going to give it their all here.
Okay.
Reckoning does have a fairly potent draft. I mean, they've covered most of their bases. They've got tower takedown, they've got tankiness, they've got magic damage, they've got physical damage. But with RG Titans, I feel like they've got this more explosive mid game draft coming out, where the Earth Spirit and the Sky Earth Mage can do some copious amounts of damage in the early stages and then allow the Tinker to breeze through in the mid game phase, all while creating space for Lycan to rat.
You also have the Axe Carrot Mage, the classic combination Call into Mystic Flare to be worried of. And Call is actually one of the only few disables that last long enough for Mystic Flare to deal its full damage. I think Mystic Flare deals damage over a 2.5 second duration. Let me just check. Yep.
2.5 seconds.
Yep, 2.5 seconds. Almost 2.4 seconds, in fact, to be more precise. But a very deep observer word coming out here by Reckoning Esports in the early game. Looks like they're going to be watching all the TPs to this tier 1 tower. Of course, that does not cover the TPs made into this area. But hey, at least it covers in front of the tower. And if RG gets sloppy, they're going to get spotted out.
Looks like they're running they're running dual lanes, yo. Good stuff.
What?
I like what Adrenaline Rush did. Recognizes that this is a dangerous dual lane to try and contest versus he just goes beyond and picks up the
you're
bounty
watching
anyway.
top, I'm watching top at the top lane. I mean, Zerespark along with A35 just managed to pick up first blood with the Battle Hunger and the Arcane Bolt. Oh boy.
Oh no, this is horrible for Reckoning. They lost 3 bounty runes, they gave up first blood, and no one on the ROG Titan side is phased at all by this.
Yeah,
I mean, look at that axe. He's got 3 mangoes, got about 15 HP regen, kicking in 1 tango is all he's going to need to get back up to full HP.
And he can get some more tangles if he wants with that first blood money, although I think he might invest in a Quelling Blade to outlast the Viper, perhaps.
Yeah.
So, what do you think of this top lane matchup, the Viper against the Axe? I actually thought that maybe Reckoning are probably going to pick something like the Ursa up, because it's so good against ROG's draft. Feel like Ursa was one of the few heroes that Reckoning could have probably picked up and became a more sort of team fight oriented draft.
I think Viper works here. The break does apply on counter helix as well, so if A35 is standing in that Nether Toxin, he's not going to be spinning as well.
Okay.
That said, this early first blood could cause some serious problems because 35 could likely get his boots online ASAP, and up until the Viper gets a couple of points in that corrosive skin, he's going to be bumping right here. He started with it, in fact.
Yeah, he's got the boots of speed for himself, so he'll be having a good time. Bottom lane, what do you think of this dual lane? Do you think it's enough to shut down the Lycan, the Leshrac, as well as the Abaddon?
Yeah, I think it is. In fact, I think that's what they're counting on. They really want Reckoning, Reckoning really wants to shut down this bottom lane to the point where they rotate down Zerespark. Okay. Then it becomes a Viper and a Clockwork just dealing with an axe, which is fairly comfortable.
Also, hard question. Always gonna ask this every single game. I'm not gonna make life easy for you. Whose draft is better and why?
There's no answer to that question in this game, man. I mean, it's not as simple as saying I picked the better heroes. Yeah. Both sides have their merits and their demerits. I want to say that
I like
Titans are the more experienced team here, so if anything, I had to give them the upper hand in this game.
Okay. Well, I think like there's sort of this Pokemon kind of triad in Dota, where like grass beats water, water beats fire, and fire beats grass. I think it's push beats greed, greed beats...
not really a triad as far as Dota goes. It's more like a bloody multiverse because there's just so many variables, right?
Yeah, I agree. Well, top lane, few hits being traded. Zafita does not have any regen, so it's probably going to be a base strip back for him or a death. But death might actually be Dot's fate because he's been tucked up by the concussive shot. Fortunately for him, Zerespark is out of mana. While all this is happening, the bottom lane, ZXC is not doing too bad. I mean, it's been last hitting fairly well, has 6 last hits, and in this dual lane, it's sort of hard to get any last hits at all, especially...
I think we should see World Wave pulling ahead slowly but surely.
Yep. I think
that is creep wave coming in his direction though, so he might end up missing some CS under his tower.
Possibly, but he can just start pushing it out, auto-attacking, and...
Also, top is getting increasingly harder for the Axe now. and level up. But at the same time, they did manage to send Zafeto back home, so...
Yeah, I think that's
That's
a win,
bad.
but Zafeto isn't too unhappy about it. Like, he can rotate bot at the moment, maybe apply some pressure on the Lycan with the help of the Leshrac, and Viper's gonna be good on his own. As long as the Skyrath isn't there, he's gonna be fine. But with that said, Zetisbug has picked up 2 Null Talismans, so his Arcane Bolt is gonna be doing a fair bit more damage.
It's been left as the way Icestrog intended to do in a one-on-one situation. Archmage on the Tinker, AST on the Death Prophet. Fairly even so far. Death Prophet just slightly ahead. But
Yep.
Archmage is going to be happy with this. I mean, he's going to get his bottle on good time and will make progress with his BTs.
Yeah, I mean, ASD, he has a few denies. I mean,
A good
it's sort of
bottom lane, though.
unusual to see that against Tinker.
They've been trying to get this ZXC on more than one occasion, but unfortunately he's just he's just using the trees to get out of there. Also, the movement speed does help. 303 without boots is pretty dirty.
Yeah. Well, top lane looks like some action brewing out here. Zafito dropping fairly low. He's gonna get trapped around by Zetisbug, but Zetisbug chases in the wrong direction. Eats the Cox in the face, and Zafito is gonna be fine with the salve. Surprised he makes it out alive there. Nice juke coming out by Zafito.
It feels like Reckoning are getting the better out of this early laning situation. But
As you say that, I mean, you're the bad luck charm, buddy. You should like just stop. Like you should just shut your mouth. You know that times.
Not done yet though. I mean,
Yeah,
the
it's not
Rush
done.
is gonna
But
go down.
ROG, they are gonna find revenge. I mean, ROG, they are gonna get taken down. They'd lose at least one hero in the Australia.
Mage going for that DD rune, decides against it with AST in the vicinity. He could have run him down with the Spirit Siphon.
Yeah, I mean, definitely could have. And Archmage is actually starting to fall behind in this mid lane in terms of XP. You can see AST has pulled ahead with this increased number of denies. Highly unusual, I have to say, with the Tinker. I'm not sure entirely though. Do you think the matchup is a bit more favored towards the Death Prophet because of the extra range? Because that's what I'm thinking about. Like, if I'm a Tinker and I'm getting beat by the Death Prophet, it's probably because she has more range than me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that and the fact that Death Prophet is more efficient at pushing out the creep wave and going for those runes.
Ah, I see. Makes a lot more sense.
Also, you've also got the fact that she's got higher base damage at this point with all talismans, so...
Oh yeah, that's true. Well, bottom lane, there were attempts to go on ZXC, but I mean, not really bearing fruition here.
Oh,
Oh.
Flash missing on the boulder smash over there.
Yeah, I mean, he shot the stone running at the wrong place. It's like he will not find the bounty rune.
That works out actually for Reckoning because they got 2
And-
bounties. Heck, they're even gonna get the kill here.
You have to be careful here, but no, it's actually gonna get cancelled. Cancel.
Cancel!
Yeah, cancel. And
That's
just
the
like
best
that, yeah, Evil Ash's life is gonna get cancelled, and he's gonna fall.
Okay then. But yeah, that's Evil Ash out of the equation. That hurts actually because there's 2 bounty runes and a death on Evil Ash who went for the bounty rune. ZXC is just left alone here doing nothing.
Yeah,
Made
Zafito.
Zafeto,
Is it
and,
Zafeto? Is it Zafito? I'm just gonna call him Zafito. Zafito, the Indian brother of Z-Freak.
I'm worried for ZXC now. I'm falling behind that. They're not getting success in any of the 3 lanes. In fact, look at all 3 cores on the side of Reckoning. They're on top of the last stage charts. Axe is doing okay, I guess. I
But
mean, he's doing
now,
okay in the network
I
department.
dropped down the network charts and I actually see that ZXC is doing better than the Viper. So that's slightly weird. I think the good thing is that ZXC, he can jungle using his wolves, and because he has the headrest, his wolves are not going to take a lot of damage. So he has that going for him.
Yeah, that makes
And
sense.
it's probably something the Viper can't do, and it's also, you can see the Viper's not doing too well either in his lane.
Yeah, he's been zoned out quite hard. In fact, he spent a fair bit of money on consumables like the salve.
Yeah, I think instead of just trying to ferry out Salve, he probably looked to get something like double Wraith Bands.
I
But
think Viper's
as I
right.
say that dot, it's like he's probably gonna end up falling. Zetisbug is here with 2 null talismans, drops the acid, but can't find the kill.
So, one of the problems here, I'm not mistaken about it. I think Counter Helix procs on corrosive skin damage over time as well.
Oh yeah.
And it's pure damage, so the corrosive skin damage reduction doesn't really help. In a
Yep.
sense, Axe is pretty good
Really-
versus the Viper.
Yeah, I think it's also maybe that you point a few more points into the corrosive skin, especially because the battle hunger build seems to be the norm now. And if he does decide to, as I say that, looks like Zafito is gonna be in trouble here. Zetisbug did TP to the shrine to try and get the kill. Let's see if he's successful. The Clockwork is fairly speedy. He has a wind lace, but he's running in a weird direction.
No boulder
That is what
smash.
does see him and no boulder smash. Good
Mid
TP
main
out there.
space created. They're gonna go for the Tinker, who's gone a little below the slope. A miss.
Stun does
splitter
miss,
there.
but is he going to be able to get out in time? Looks like the answer is no with the lightning from Flamey. The Disco Pony just showing off his moves.
Gonna get a creep given to him as well. Axe, even though he's had a decent start, he's not going for the Blink Dagger Rush, which means that he's gonna have to rely on the Skyrath and the Earth Spirit to actually help him out, getting into position for those Berserker scrolls.
Yeah, bottom lane looks like the bottom time did end up getting popped onto World Path, but he's gonna make it back to his tower under safety. Derek didn't have enough mana for the chase with the shapeshift, so it's gonna be okay for now. But this
This
does
is actually
make space.
working out for Reckoning quite well, I have to say.
Yep.
They slowed down Tinker significantly with that kill, and Death Prophet is just barreling forward with every passing second.
Yeah, and just as you say, the entire lineup of Reckoning Esports seems to be battling forward for this Tinker's butt. And with the Spirit Siphon and the Battery Assault, they should find the kill. The Fairy Fire, nah, it's not gonna save him. It's gonna end up falling. A35 should just take some damage and back off. No real kill potential here on the Axe. I say that and there's lightning being dropped on him, but looks like I'm right about it.
No mana for the split earth over there, else they might have considered going for it.
Yeah,
But
no
that's
wand,
two
no
consecutive
wand.
deaths on the Tinker. He's been set really far behind. His BOT timing has been delayed significantly. They saw him going for the Soul Ring first, so no BOT rush. Why they probably wanted to jump up on him. There are stacks in the jungle. Well, there's one stack in the jungle. Two stacks actually, if you count this one here.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's gonna be more stacks here up in this top part of the map, near the Radiant top jungle. You can see that these two camps are stacked, so you can just fall back onto those, but they should be scouted out soon by Zafito.
So much pressure being applied by Reckoning. They're doing the right thing. They know they've got the lineup that fights well early on.
And indeed, they're gonna go and Dot uses the Viper Strike, and it's on to A35. Now, Zafito has been silenced up, so he can't use it, but he's also gonna get called up, so can't really get the Battery Assault off. But still, A35 is gonna end up falling. You don't really need the Battery Assault. Reckoning they pick up multiple kills. And mid lane, ZXC
be a part of the action as well, just coming in.
Popping
Trying to go
his
for the kill
ulti.
there on the Death Prophet, forces out a couple of TPs. Unfortunately, he doesn't get anything done either. This is just Reckoning Esports finding advantages across the map.
Yeah, I think with the lack of points and how it's really hard to get solo kills with Lycan early on. Especially if you haven't max field plus either. Because you don't really have that much damage. Maybe if he had something like a Treads or say parts of the Necronomicon, he might have been able to find a kill. And I've been seeing this more and more often. A lot of Lycan have been opting to skip boots in favor of items like... Oh, Tinker. Yeah, the Tinker is gonna fall in the bottom lane. A35 a bit late to the party there. Didn't get his invitation. So
He actually ran all the way from here. So.
Ah, I see. That explains it.
Damn, this Tinker's happy. He cleans up a stack, ends up dying. Goes to mid, ends up dying. Death Prophet is just hunting him at this point, and is the Clockwork.
The other good thing that's going for Reckoning at the moment is I think that the supports are doing better than the ROG supports, and indeed they are. The Clockwork is picked up as level 6, Leshrac is level 6 as well. So some major timings coming online. Although Flamey doesn't go for the extra points in Pulse Nova, he does start maxing his Lightning and his Split Earth. So at this point, he's also going to be a very solid kill threat in all these lanes.
Yeah, more than the actual damage from the Leshrac, you're looking at immense amounts of control with the consistent slows and stuns coming out from him.
Oh yeah.
While he's quite squishy, he is one of those that stays far behind on the back line, so getting to him is going to be a fair bit of investment coming out from either the Earth Spirit or Lycan even.
Yeah, I mean, you can see ZXC, he's just let it wolf on the tail of Zafito, scouting his movements out, so he can't really get a lot done. And he sees Zafito coming in, so he should be okay here. Does have a TP, gonna get pushed back by the cogs for now, but should be okay. I mean, Zetisbug is coming in, so is Adrenaline Rush. He's actually gonna find the Boulder Smash onto the Clockwork will fall. Wait, Bolt Favorite? He cancelled his TP. What is he trying to do? Is he trying to run back into the fight? Looks like he is, with ASD coming in with a Death Prophet and a 2-man stun. From Flamey, they managed to pick up 2 quick kills. It's onto the Lycan and the Earth Spirit. So Reckoning Esports, they lose one, but they find 2, but they lose... Maybe they lose more here, I'm not sure. Split Earth is going to connect onto A35. A35 might actually end up dropping in, indeed he does. Question is World Favorite going to drop the Arcane Bolt? Well, it's not flying towards him, it's actually flying towards Leshrac, so he's going to be okay. But... I hear concussive shots.
The Lycan moves though. Trying hard to get them with the Lycan wounds.
Oh yeah, it's not gonna happen. While I hear a hook shot, and it's again onto Archmage. How much can this poor man die?
Actually, I don't even think he lost any money from dying there, man. He's just all out of gas.
Oh boy. Yeah, he's all out of unreliable goal at this point. The only goal remaining in his pockets is reliable. But, I mean, as much as we're saying that the Tinker is getting ganked, you always have the insurance policy that once he has the Boots of Travel and Blink Dagger, he's gonna delay the game for 40 minutes, get a couple of items going for himself, and become quite annoying around the map. And hard to deal with if you're Reckoning, because outside the Clockwork, don't think Reckoning really have the best catch. Maybe the corrosive skin is decent, but you still have to be in range to cancel the blink, if I'm correct.
RG needs the blink on the axe to do anything at this point. Like, you can see them trying desperately to slow things down and just go farm on their side of the map, but Reckoning are just applying consistent pressure, walking inside their jungle. I mean, there's a Viper just with a Midas flapping his wings in the Radiant jungle. This should not be happening. RG should be punishing this, but this is not happening despite the fact that they actually do have a Radiant ward watching all of this.
Oh.
They have 2 wards in the same spot and they've still not done anything about it.
I mean, I don't think that ward scouts are what they need to scout it though. It's more of a rune ward at this point, really.
Yeah, I
You
guess
only
it's just
scout
I'm
the
walking
entry
out,
point.
so
Yeah.
probably not the best.
Well, I mean, this is a natural progression for both teams in any game of Dota, right? You're on the Radiant side, you end up farming the Dire jungle, and if you're on the Dire side, you take the Radiant safe lane tower and end up farming the Radiant
Yeah,
safe
but
lane
you usually do that after tier 1s have fallen, whereas World Favorites just gone and broken the first tier 1 tower of the game.
Yeah. Speaking of tier 1 towers being broken, looks like another one might in this mid lane, but oh no, Zafito, he's found A35 once again, just trying to desperately finish his blink, but just gets set back further. I mean, yes, he just comes and cleans him up with the Crypt Swarm. A35 is really having a hard time in this game, I must say. Despite having a good start on his axe, despite picking up the first blood, didn't really find the blink. And as I speak of people having hard time, guess who it is? Yep, it's the Tinker. But ASD's taking damage from the tower. He's actually going to end up dropping it if he's not careful. The shield is going to protect him for a while. But look at Don. He's coming from the back lines. The hookshot from Zafito onto his own allied Viper, but looks like it's still gonna work out. They end up finding the kill on the Tinker, but look who's here. It's ZXC, and he's angry. He's transformed into a wolf, and he's trying to hunt down the lineup of Reckoning. He's gonna find the Clockwork. The Clockwork can only delay the inevitable as I speak. The Death Prophet dropping quite low as well, but looks like she is gonna end up surviving. All the heroes of Reckoning Esports, they end up trading 3 for 2. Not sure if it was worth
This
it.
is beginning of the turnaround coming out. That's 2 kills going over towards ZXC, about 700 gold in his pocket. They got an assist for the axe and a kill for the Skyrat mage there as well. So that combo did finally come into play with the Mystic Flare and the call. Despite the fact that it's just a level 1 call, they managed to pull it off.
Do you think...
I think I'm going to be spooked by that. They should not have overcommitted like that for the kill on the Tinker. But at the end of the day, look at this. Tinker's just gone back into the jungle, started farming now that he knows that he's confirmed safe.
Okay, look, as I say that,
again.
I didn't, dude, you surely did. But this side looks like it's gonna be it's gonna be what's this guy's name? Evil Ash. There we go. It's Evil Ash's name. I'm just gonna call him AR from now on as an acronym for Adrenaline Rush. So AR's gonna break the smoke this time around. Does cut out Reckoning. Fortunately, Evil Ash was there to sort of negate your curse.
Tinker can breathe easy though. 15 minutes, BOT, bottle, soul ring. Not the worst timing in the world. Especially when you have 5 deaths.
Oh yeah,
0,
definitely.
5 and 1, getting 15-minute BOT is actually godlike.
Yeah,
But,
those stacks really working out for the Tinker, I must say. Also the fact that I think he assisted in a couple of kills.
You know what, at this point Tinker's still going to be useful in the fights. Like if it comes to defending and let's say they get initiated upon by Reckoning, just having that ridiculous amount of rocket spams coming out from the backlines is more than enough to add some sort of usefulness in the fight.
Yeah, and you can see that Reckoning, they want to close this game as quickly as they can, but ZXC picks up a kill in the middle lane. Looks like it was onto Clockwork.
Yeah, that was actually a
pop.
hasted Clockwork trying to run up to Zerisbug. Zerisbug just stopped in his tracks. A boulder smash got the Clockwork and then they threw a Mystic Flare upon him.
Well, thank you for the description of the fight there. Since I didn't catch that at all. Top lane, oh god, I mean, they're gonna find 2 towers and they don't even have to pop the Exorcism. That's the best part about it for Reckoning. But
Yeah,
as I say that, they will lose them in tier 1.
This works out better for RG. They actually got 2 tier 1 towers for the price of that inconsequential tier 2 up top.
Yeah, I agree. I think that tier 2 tower Radiant off lane is sort of worthless in all honesty. You're not going to be farming
the most useless tower in the game.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Dire offlane tier 1 is probably the most important tower for the Dire side though. Because you really want to be defending that triad of farming spot.
I feel like the mid-tier ones are the most important.
Oh yeah, I mean, certainly. They are. Well, Zafito, he's trying to find an angle for the hook shot, but Zerexy with a clever micro, blocking his path with the Wolves as well as the siege tree. So, not gonna find any luck today. Clockwork will have to try again some other time. He's going for the blade mail here. What do you think of the blade mail? I'm not too sure about it myself.
I think it makes sense. You want it versus the Skyrat Mage.
Zafito's just gonna get blocked in by a single wolf, and looks like RG gonna capitalize on it. Adrenaline Rush, he is gonna go in with the boulder smash, magnetize upon him. The Clockwork will end up going down. ZXC popped his ultimate, but he's more than happy to find the kill.
They're definitely pulling back now. You can see the net worth charts as well slowly starting to tilt back.
You jinxed it once again, and as you say that, you lose a tier 2 tower in the bottom lane.
No, that's okay. I think that's the price you pay when you're playing versus the Death Prophet, right? If she's popped the Exorcism to get a tier 2 tower, you now know that the moment it's down, you've got a window of opportunity to try and make something happen. Level 2 Necro books on ZXC. I'd be surprised if he just goes for the solo kill on the Viper here, and they transition that into a tier 1 tower.
I mean, he doesn't have the shapeshift, so he really can't do that. He at least needs a level 3 Necronomicon to get the Purge online from the Archer creep, or the Archer creep.
I guess so.
Well, speaking of ganks, Flamey looks like he might have been in an awkward position there, but does end up going back to his side of the river. We all know what that river is called, and Flamey's on the better side of it. 835, 19 minutes in, Axe still hasn't found his blink. Not really the timing you want to be looking for, but
he gets it.
Yeah, with the Ancient Camp he should. Also, the person who's tagged it should get some bonus score. I think it's Old Man Bari.
Well, you've also got the Blink Dagger finished up on the Tinker now, so they lost a tower, but that's the problem when you play this Death Prophet, run at you sort of lineup. They take a building, but then you end up losing so much more.
Hero hooks on the top lane. It's on to ZXC, who does not have the shapeshift. The entire lineup, but nearly the entire lineup of Reckoning is here. But looks like Archmage is turning things around with the laser. Axe goes in, finds the call on to Dot with a newly purchased Blink Dagger, and Reckoning are duck-tailing and running. No Exorcism for the count. They can't take this fight, and ROG are going to make the most of this. ZXC, I hear his ulti being popped. They managed to find Leshrac as well. Question is, can they find more? Nope. ASE TP's out of their face, but the Clockwork is not going to be so lucky. Zed is what finds the kill with the Arcane Bolt. Another kill in the pocket for Old Man Bari.
That's going to be a tier 1 tower taken down. More map control back in favor of ROG Titans. They found their groove. They've found their momentum now, and they're going to be... I think they're the ones going to put the pedal to the metal now and just start taking buildings one after the other.
I mean, their foot's on the gas, and looks like they're not going to be stopping now that they have Axe Blink. I think that's probably how you want to play the Axe, right? You just don't have a moment's rest at all. Just run from lane to lane, calling heroes and trying to kill them like a madman.
Yeah, I mean, you probably don't want to just go YOLO this game, because there's still possibilities of Reckoning just melting your buildings if you mess up. But at the same time, yeah, I think ROG Titans are now in the driver's seat. Probably wait for Blade Mail and go again.
What do you think of Roshan? Do you think that's a viable option for ROG to consider at this point in the game?
No, I think ROG Titans can do it with just the Lycan eventually, right? So you just try and create enough space for the Lycan to do what he's got to do best, and then he goes and sneaks and ages. But walking into the Rosh Pit is just suicide, especially up against a hero like the Clockwork. And Death Prophet, who's fantastic near the Rosh Pit as well.
Oh yeah. I think I agree with that, yet forgot about the Clockwork there for a moment, really good contesting Rosh. But not sure how good Reckoning's high ground potential is. They do have the Viper, they have the Death Prophet, but I'm not sure Death Prophet wants to be on the front line against an Axe, Tink, and a Lycan. I think Lycan is one of the few heroes that can actually run as a Death Prophet and be fine, and even bring her down, really. Doesn't have the best amount of armor early on. And you can see ASD is not going for any either. I mean, he's queued up a Blink for himself, and not sure how I feel about it, but probably an answer to the Tinker. So maybe that's what he's looking for here. Really just shut down the Tinker while...
RG knows what's up here.
Yeah, RG definitely knows what's up. I mean, the Axe is gonna go in, he's gonna find a 2-man call. The Mystic Flood dropped onto the Viper surviving, but he's gonna end up dropping. 835 looks like he's not gonna be lucky. He's gonna end up dropping as well, but he's gonna be happy because he's contested Roshan. ZXC pops the ultimate, starts running towards Zafito, and with those crits, he's gonna find the kill. The Magnetize as well, doing so much damage to Reckoning. And at this point, ZXC is just going crazy. He's found himself a double. He's probably gonna find himself a triple kill with the help of the creeps. And speaking of creeps, it's gonna be the Tinker who arrives on them, and he's gonna pick up the kill on Leshrac. A full 5-man wipe for ROG.
Man, Archmage and Adrenaline Rush did so much work on that fight.
Yeah,
Guys
and
connecting on multiple targets, doing some work. You had march after march after march on the battlefield. Reckoning had to make the hard choice to back away with the exorcism, and by the time they did make that choice, it was just too late.
yeah, I think that's gonna really hurt Reckoning, especially because of the fact they popped Exorcism just to take the rush. I think that's probably something.
You know, this
they're
is
not
the
gonna feel.
explosive mid game we were talking about coming out from ROG Titans with the high amount of damage that even sports like the Earth Spirit and the Skyrat Mage pump out in the midst of a team fight.
Oh yeah. I mean, Earth Spirit, he doesn't look like the hero that does a lot of damage, but he really can, especially with the Magnetize and consecutive boulder smashes and geomagnetic grips and whatnot. I mean, that guy's just an AoE damage machine. And despite Ice Frog nerfing him from patch to patch, he still managed to somehow remain relevant in the competitive scene, I must say.
ST, he chose to go for the pipe early on this game with bit
Yeah.
of some layer of protection, but it's not enough at this point. Amount of magic damage coming out from ROG Titans is absurd, and even if that doesn't matter, they've got physical damage and pure damage to work with.
Oh yeah. Do you think ASD could have probably gotten himself a BKB early on, or maybe an Aeon Disc instead of something like a Pipe? Because Pipe, I mean, sure, it blocks up magical damage, but Tinker also has pure. Speaking of Tinker, he's gonna just hide in the trees for now, throw out a missile and be able to get out successfully. The rocket flare, and the hook shot missed. I got that. Safito not finding that hook shot.
I actually got booted from the server, I'm not too sure why. But yeah, have a look at the net worth graph. It's like a 15,000 net worth swing over like 5 minutes. That's absurd. ROG Titans just showed up suddenly.
Yeah, it's like they just started knocking on their front door and they were like, "Hey guys, how's it going? You gonna invite us in or should we kick the door down?" Looks like the answer has been that they've kicked the door down and they're gonna take the base even. They're gonna take it a notch further with this tier 2 tower up top. ZXC is really tanky at this point. You spoke of the pipe or the Death Prophet. I raised the pipe onto ZXC. This man itemizes a lot differently, I must say. And the good kind of differently. I mean, Pipe is really good against the line of Reckoning, I think. With the Viper, the Less Track. There's some decent magical damage to be blocking off this game.
Not. So, gotta work on that creep.
Yeah,
that's just bait.
like,
He gets
yeah, he's just gonna get called and get called upon completely. The Mystic Flare doing so much work. Looks like the next target is gonna be ASD, who did pop his Exorcism. Is getting called upon by the Lycan. The Lycan has an Aegis, so he can dive to his heart's content, but he's gonna be taken down. That's no shapeshift, but still, he manages to find another kill. It was on the left track, and now the Abaddon in trouble. Borrowed time pop, no way to run out of this one. It's gonna get silenced up as well, but ASD is doing it. The work with the Exorcism, and now Archmage keeping into the front lines. He really wants to take down ASD, but a two-man silence from ASD. Just making sure they keep in, like they have some fighting chance, but the Exorcism is gonna now wear out. So, what do you really do if you're Reckoning? And I think the answer is just watch as your towers get taken away by the Lycan as well as the Tinker.
Interesting plays coming out there. ZXC just fearlessly going in there, having that second life into you. Got A35 as well, really putting in work with the Blink Dagger now. I'm interested to see whether or not this Tinker does choose to go for something like a Yule game or... Okay, looks like he did go for the 4-staff as his defensive item, so no Yule Scepter coming out for him.
Yeah.
So Ags next, or just go straight up YOLO to them?
He's gonna go for the Scythe of Vice, and
Okay,
I think that's the better choice this game. I think the ability to lock down the Viper or Death Prophet instantly, maybe even the Abaddon, is really crucial in this game. And I think if you look at the lineup of ROG, they probably have enough damage already. I mean, you have the Skyrat, you have the Earth Spirit, you have the Lycan. Even the Axe is going to do a fair bit with the Blade Mail and those spins with the counter Helix.
Blade Mail is just nasty when you're playing with Death Prophet, honestly, because beyond the Yules, there's not much you can do to prevent the damage that's done upon it.
I think there's only... Yeah, like you said it, man. And I think there's only one hero in the game who can feel the pain of the Death Prophet, and I think that's the new Wind Ranger with the Focus Fire. You pop the Blade Mail, and suddenly she has to run away from you, and you run towards her. Speaking of people running at each other, it's gonna be world favorites running at the siege creep of ZXC. He really wants that siege creep. ZXC is actually gonna pop his ultimate and start running back. Gonna beat that for the side now, but he's gonna go back in onto World Favorite. The missile spam is coming in. Now A35's Blink Dagger is gonna finally come off cooldown, but he doesn't see anyone to catch. Now World Favorite still with the borrow time available, hasn't popped it yet. The pipe keeping him safe, and suddenly that's ZXC's ultimate gone, and they also, I mean, yeah, I think that's ZXC's ultimate gone. That's about it.
think that he didn't pop the blade mail for that fight. Done a fair bit of damage over towards the Tinker. Maybe even could have considered turning around there because they did have the exorcism to work with. Reckoning can fight. I mean, they've still got some sort of firepower left. With World Favorites soaking up so much damage in these fights, it opens up a lot of space for Dot and AST to go to work. But the problem is Dot's also chosen to build tanky. His effective HP primarily comes in the form of magic resistance, which does leave him open and vulnerable to both the Axe and the Lycan.
Yeah, and Dot, he's gonna finally go for the Maelstrom. I was wondering when he decides to queue this item up in his quick buy. Did go for the Hood and Blade Mail first. Plane Wheel, I think it's decent against Lycan, probably. De-incentivizes him from running towards you, and that's essentially what Lycan wants to do, just run at heroes and take them down. Well, since he has the Maelstrom, he's gonna be better off, he's gonna be having an easier time dealing with those summons from Lycan. I think you can also probably bank on the fact that those lightning bounces may cancel Tinker's Blink Dagger, or maybe the Blink Dagger of A35. Well, A35, I think it's another item in the works
for the Aeon disc up next, I think. Sense made. Uh-oh.
Oh,
what's
happening mid?
Nowhere to go but to the
I
grave.
think Leshrac is just gonna get caught. I mean, those 3 creeps just surrounding him and blocking his pathing. He couldn't really get out of there. Derek did pop his ultimate for this though, so at least Reckoning won't have to deal with that. That's one thing that Death Prophet can be happy about, it's that she doesn't have to worry about the Lycan ultimate, but she may have to worry about an Invis Pari who is scouting him out with the Kaya as well as the Whale. They're gonna go on this though, they're gonna bite, it's the question. Nope, Zedis Buck, his invisibility is gonna run out. I mean, A35 is gonna blink and he finds the call of the Death Prophet. The Mystic Flare doing so much work, but the Yule Scepter keeping Death Prophet alive for a while longer. Now pops the Exorcism with the Spirit Siphon as well, and ROG start bailing out. A35, well, he actually cancels the TP and turns around to fight. World Favorite, his ultimate is gonna get popped, but looks like A35 is still gonna be the casualty of war. He's gonna Dot, and Dot finds that kill. But now the creeps bringing in they're bringing in Archmage, and Archmage is gonna start laying down the herd soon. If he's not careful, he might get ripped to shreds by the Exorcism Ghost Spirits. He's just forced up himself forward, desperately trying to run away, trying to TP up, but is he gonna be successful? No! The Yule Scepter cancel is there from ASD. He's gonna find the kill on the Tinker.
I think they should have stuck to the initial call of bailing with the TP on the Axe. They could have gotten away after that, knowing that the Exorcism was popped in a dangerous position.
Yeah, I mean, Reckoning. Well, despite ROG having the explosive mid-game, they're certainly showing that they're nothing to scoff at.
Look at him, Flash, though. He really wants his bounty rune, even willing to kick the Death Prophet in the face before taking it.
I mean, you gotta maximize the efficiency, man, so I can understand that. Like, Flamey hasn't picked up any major item 30 minutes on the Leshrac, and not really a place where you wanna be. Ideally, you wanna have an item, maybe even 2, if you're doing really good, but you'll think probably by now shouldn't be too much to expect. And speaking of Yule Scepter, he's gonna finish it up now.
Look at this, man. Reckoning are just getting unkillable. That's the Crimson Guard now finished up on World Fave as well.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna be not dropping anything.
There's gonna be a Crimson Guard, a pipe.
Mid lane, A35 is gonna be able to drop the lead. Does manage to, well, Flamey is just cancelling the stun, faking it, and A35 is just gonna be able to run away. You think?
Crimson Guard, pipe. Corrosive Skin, Borrowed Time, Yule Scepter. How do you even kill anyone on the side of Reckoning anymore?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a fairly mammoth task to bring down any of these heroes. All of them are pretty survivable with the exception of Leshrac at best. But even he has a Yule Scepter to delay his death for a little while longer if that's what the situation demands. The top lane though, ASD almost managed to cut out Archmage. Not sure if being in the middle of the creep wave was the best idea, but he does get away, so it's gonna live to rat another day. What do you think of this Dagon pickup by Archmage? He didn't go for the Scythe of Flies unlike his shift buy suggested.
I like
it's
it.
Quick buy.
It's an insane amount of burst damage coming out. It's something that's pretty much is basically the delete button for the Leshrac.
I mean, I think Leshrac is gonna spend
yeah,
more
you
time.
know what? In hindsight, maybe the Scythe of Ice isn't the best choice here. Control isn't. In this game, control comes in the form of just incessant and repetitive damage. And to that end, I think the Aghanim Scepter might have been a bit more useful.
Okay, so potentially an Axe for Archmage could have been in the works instead of the Dagon.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Okay. This first off pickup, haven't really seen it pay off just yet. He did try using it in the bottom lane once, but wasn't too successful with it. Do you think
It
it's
is
the best idea?
necessary though. It is necessary.
Yeah,
You
for the
need it
clockwork.
versus the clockwork and versus the death prophet to a certain extent.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. I mean, if you just get caught in the cogs, you're just pretty much dead as a tinker. And you
Your blink
probably
tag
don't
is almost always going to be disabled because in some form or the other you're going to get tagged by the corrosive skin. So
So why not take it to another level? Not buy the Blink Dagger at all. Maybe just get something like a Kaya Octarine and just become a man-fighting tinker.
I mean, I know Excalibur used to do that in his pub games. He actually went Dagon Rush.
I mean, Excalibur is just a pub god. Let's just leave it to that. It's more of him doing what he wants and being good enough to get away with it every single time. Also the fact that he's playing against pub players. But maybe the players here at ESL and the Premiership know better, and they're much better at playing cohesively as a unit, so they can certainly punish the Tinker if he does anything goofy like that. I'm gonna pick up the level 3 Dagon now, so that's 600 burst damage. To give you an idea of how much burst it does, think of a level 1 Finger of Death. That's the damage Archmage does with a single Dagon pop. Oh, the rocket flare, the hook shot! Nope. Zafito's not gonna find it. In fact, he's just gonna lose half his HP, but thankfully he has a
popping
triangle.
blade mills and now running into the math spam. I think
Yeah.
with 3 blade mills, that should be a kill on the Tinker. If the Abaddon Clockwork and the Viper walk into that march, that's
Yeah,
a dead Tinker no matter where he is.
I mean, I think the Viper with the magic resistance he has is actually going to reflect back less damage, or is it
No,
damage before
we
reduction?
discussed this last time, it's before reductions.
Yeah, well, you see, I have the memory of a goldfish, so gonna ask you every single time. Also for the viewers who are new on stream and haven't really taken time to read the wiki, nothing against them, it's just DOTA as a game to play for fun.
Roshan's back online. I'm looking at Clockwork in position. There's no vision on the Clockwork. They
I mean,
have
he has
vision
a
on the low ground. though,
flare.
so.
And he's gonna scout it out, so he does see ZXC doing Roshan, but he doesn't see
Or
how
they should
low
catch them on the
Roshan is.
retreat, yeah.
Yeah, they should be able to Abaddon running in, but Zed is back. Stands his high ground, trying to punish the side of Reckoning if they try to go in a bit too deep. Looks like Reckoning are going to take the warning shot and back off for now, but don't want to give up Rosh so easily.
I'd have liked to see the Clockwork go in there while they were trying to back off, because they weren't exactly prepared, and while sure they did have the high ground, they had the Death Prophet pushing in from the middle lane, so she could get that wraparound in the Exorcism.
Think also, although I think you have to be worried about ZXC
Wolf
chasing
got
it.
spotted. Wolf just walked up onto the high ground, saw them popping a smoke on the side of Reckoning. Fortunately, Reckoning knows this as well, which is why they've chosen to just show up on the middle lane now.
Yeah, I mean, DOTA's just going to show himself.
Kyrath.
Oh.
He got spotted by the rocket flare, but they're not committing on him.
Yeah, he's just going to try and farm creeps up. Level 16 now, so has that extra Arcane Bolt per cast. His teamfight presence increases heavily with this single spell, with the single talent, I think. Hero like Skyrath, his talents are actually so good. I think he has some of the best talents in the game for himself. Just as a hero. Like, you already have pick-off potential. This Arcane Bolt ability gives you some ways to teamfight. You also then get the global concussive shot, so no matter where you are on the map, he's gonna have a slow traveling nuke that deals 280 damage and gives you a massive slow. And you're always gonna have Mystic Flare. It's the burst Skyrath has always been known for.
Double air, there's Skyrath in the vicinity, they see him, the
Yep,
axe goes in,
the
and
axe.
that should be a quick, clean execution.
Indeed.
Instantly you can see this ZXC Lycan going into the pit, but they know this. They've spotted him going in there with an observer ward and are prepared to contest.
They certainly are. And you can see Wolf here, he's just walking to and fro here. He's gonna enter the pit now. Does see ZXC, but ZXC has the ultimate, so he can't chase him.
Well,
But
that's
problem
a buyback
is-
post out at least from the Leshrac. Instant back off as well. Tinker's gonna give momentum to bottom, and that being said again, they're gonna just try and create space. At this point, Reckoning either takes a fight or takes Roshan, because if they keep this up, they're gonna lose A, the economy battle, and B, the Roshan.
Oh yeah, now that you mention it, I agree. I think they're gonna lose out on the farming game, and they probably need to pop Exorcism if they want Roshan. Those crucial 2 minutes after popping the Exorcism though, that's what Reckoning are gonna have to look to make sure that they don't incur too many losses. But for now, the plan seems to be to push mid lane, find this tier 2 tower.
Tier 2 tower taken down, more map control for Reckoning Esports. Zed is bugged, that's cute, trying to split push top lane by himself. Reckoning, I feel like they might have the right idea, but then it's so risky, right? Because to take Roshan means they're gonna have to pop
Oh,
the
bottom
Exorcism.
lane. Looks like AC Price is gonna go in onto Clockwork, and with the Dagon, it's just a quick kill.
Oh, top
Think of
meanwhile,
finding some
they
revenge.
do end
Oh.
up cancelling Zedis Bug's scepter.
Yeah, they will
Or rather, it's
probably
TP.
find Zedis. Yeah, they're gonna find Zedis Bug at least, and gonna be happy about it. They lose the Clockwork, but they find the Skyrat Mage, who's just about as farmed as the Clockwork. Yeah, he's way more farmed than the Clockwork. He has 1.5k gold on top of the Clockwork.
Playing Tinker.
Oh no!
trying to
Yeah, I
trigger
mean,
that,
yeah, he's just sort of popped the borrowed time here onto World Fab, and World Fab is gonna have to back off. Do you think it's a bit late for the Radiance for the Abaddon, or do you think it's a viable choice nonetheless?
I think you probably go for something else. Probably go for mobility,
stuff,
Sanjay or
Link
you
Dagger,
go for. I mean, even though it's a late Sanjay, I think the mobility would help. But alternatively, what could you really do that'll throw a wrench straight back into Origin?
I think I know the item. I think it's the Axe Scepter. Because that 50% damage reduction in team fight is absolutely huge. And I think against the likes of burst heavy heroes like Tinker, it just might be what they need.
Axe on Abaddon is one of the least made items, if I'm not.
Yeah, but it's also one of the most situationals, and I think it is one of those items that you won't really know how strong it is once you buy it. I've seen games being turned around entirely because the Abaddon just pops his ultimate, and suddenly the Chronosphere spells are just like 50% less effective, because taking like 50% damage that your allies are taking, and it also has a huge range. It has a range of 900. Being an Abaddon, you're likely to be in the middle of a team fight, so you are probably going to absorb all that damage.
I kind of agree with you. I think that at all. Looks like he's got the Radiance queued up though. But
yeah, think he heard me, but
I mean, again, you got to remember that there's not too much physical damage coming out on the set of Reckoning Esports. So if the Radiance helps him in that department, and of course a little more magic damage as well.
yeah, Zafito is gonna find the Zedis Bug in the mid lane, but Zafito's just
gonna
gonna get
find
turned around upon. Oh boy! I mean, the Ancient Seal and the Dagon doing the work there.
Look at this, man. Evil Ash is just creating space again, just pushing out that bottom lane. He's got a nullifier, by the way.
What? Okay, I've seen Jin do some crazy stuff, but Evil Ash is on the
Rosh pit.
Yeah. Oh. Well, Rosh pit. Fight is breaking out. ZXC pops his ultimate. Missiles being thrown out by the Tinker. A35 blinks in. Doesn't find the call on the Viper. The Viper quick with the Hurricane Pike does manage to go forward. But now with the Nullifier in from Evil Ash, this is actually slowing the Viper down to a cripple. He's gonna end up falling here. 78 seconds, no Viper for the fight. The Death Prophet popping the Exorcism, trying to find the Tinker. Is she gonna be successful? Yes, she is. Picked up the Tinker. 88 seconds, does have buyback. So you can buy back if you're Evil Ash. But at this point, the fight's pretty much over. Wait, it's not over yet. ASD? Yeah, he just blinked in again, but it's gonna get controlled up by the net, and that's gonna force him to back off. Well, they do find the Tinker kill, but probably want more with the Exorcism if you're Reckoning. And I think they heard me.
Roshan, though. Exorcism is worn out. How do you take Roshan without the Exorcism? This is gonna take a year and a half.
Yeah, I think by the time Ice Frog, never mind, that choke is not gonna come through.
Wait, they're going in. There's the call.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's just gonna get blown up. Leshrac, it's not much you can do when he's being called up and there's a Mystic Flare upon him with the Nullifier. This Nullifier pick really working out for Adrenal Rush, I mean.
Finally, they're gonna get the Aegis and the Cheese this time around. They bought back on the Tinker, but it's worth it because they've got a minute now to try and take a tier 3 tower as well.
And
but if Tinker dies, oh, they got
oh no! The hook shot in from Zafito. Looks like they might just end up finding Archmage, and Archmage, he has the force star, but it's on cooldown for now. He can't really re-arm because of battery assault, and Zafito finds the kill.
That was silly.
The window reckoning needed.
I mean, he should have been a lot more careful on that bottom side of the map. He went in legally trying to look for a bounty rune at 41 minutes.
Zedisbug might be in some trouble, and he doesn't have the Aegis, so he's not going to be coming back. But guess who is? It's going to be ZXC, who's actually just going to run away with the Aegis. Okay,
well,
then.
This is actually big, because now they've got a 60-second window without the Skyrat and the Tinker, and they've already started pushing the middle lane quite a bit.
And they also have the Exorcism.
No, they don't. 30 seconds.
I mean, oh yeah, I mean, they'll have it soon. My bad.
But yeah, the point is they're gonna have the Exorcism before the Tinker comes back online, and that's a window of opportunity that they should exploit. Evil Ash recognizes the danger that they're in. He's just trying so hard to cut the creep wave, but the creep wave has already entered the base here.
Yep.
Might even be sensible to use an offensive fortification.
Yeah, and you can
He's
just
such
look
a
at
good
Dot.
alive.
He's laying down the Nether Toxin in such ways that even if A35 finds a good call, not going to be able to get a lot of counter helixes off and not do that much damage. And he really wants to go in at this point, but especially with the Nether Toxin spam, it's difficult. And you have...
This is 2
no
lanes of
follow-up.
barracks. There's 30 more seconds before the Tinker comes back online.
I mean, yeah, this is Reckoning taking their window. They are going to take the tier 1 tower. They might even find the melee racks here. Tinker still on the sidelines for 23 seconds. He did end up falling in the top lane. Oh no, the backdoor region. There's dust kicking. Looks like all that creep cutting is going to pay off for ROG finally. But they're still going to get turned around upon because Exorcism is online. And Exorcism is doing in the work. Axe pops his cheese, stays alive for a while longer, finds the cutting way onto Abaddon. And now Zafito, he has to back off, but the core is still healthy from the side of Reckoning. Dot still has a lot of HP to work with. Exorcism, well, still on for now, but she's just running away on the Death Prophet. Trying to get out of here desperately. Pops the TP. The Viper's not going to suffer the same fate, though. He is going to end up dropping. Is there a call onto A35? Nope. There is not. And just like that, RG managed to clean up. Zafito, looks like he's next on the menu. But wait, he's turning it around. Never mind. Archmage doesn't die to his own Dagon. That was close.
Melee barracks and the tier 3 tower for 3 deaths on the side of Reckoning Esports. All 3 have buybacks. Lanes are pushed in, however. They might just respawn before the push actually comes. But top's being pushed in by Archmage. Yeah, Archmage is feeling safe right now because the clockwork is dead 30. But I don't know if ROG Titans can actually go and get a reprisal racks here. Unlikely.
They might be able to. I mean, Viper's still down for 40 seconds, and ZXC has already pushed in the mid lane. So you should be able to at least get yourself the tier 3 tower, if not the racks, without really forcing a buyback. But if the plan is to force buybacks, you're going to go bottom, and you're going to start pushing this tier 3 tower instead. She's already so low on HP, going to drop even further low, but the Death Prophet has been jumped in. Nullifier popped upon her, but the A on this will eventually pop. Dot buying back, wants to hold on to his racks, doesn't want to give it up just yet. Lycan being held up in the air for now, but he's going to be okay. ZXC just managed to find a kill with the creeps. It's going to be the Lashrak who ends up falling. And look, you can look at A35, he's trying to find a call, does finally find it, but it's not that successful. Never mind. I mean, ROG is still going to move forward. They're still going to find a bunch of kills. The Aegis does pop on Lycan, but on the backlines, looks like it's going to be Clockwork who's going to end up falling here. Archmage with the Arcane Rune doing so much work here for ROG Titans. The Death Prophet desperately trying to stay alive up until Exorcism is back off. It's 5 seconds remaining for Reckoning Esports. Looks like it's going to be the end of aggression from ROG. They found what they've needed. They forced out buybacks, and they're going to make the more disciplined play and go for the shrines. It
might actually be enough because they forced out a buyback on the Death Prophet. They did open up the base, which means shrines are now exposed as well. Sure, they're still trailing behind in terms of taking down Raxes, but it's a start. And now that they put the Death Prophet on edge like this, if she dies, it's over. That's their objective now. I mean, really, just go hunting the Death Prophet, hope that they find that pick off, and then try and reach high ground.
Okay. ZXC, what do you think the next item? What do you think the item he goes for next? I mean, yeah, he has queued up the BKB. Yeah, he also managed to pick up the boots of travel, so it's good for him. He was walking without boots, so like
you go BKB, you ditch the helm, and you probably get either an Abyssal Blade or a Nullifier. But look at this, he picked up a Relic first, so it's a Nullifier before the BKB.
Yep, Nullifier is gonna help him run down heroes like the Viper. Oh,
that's it, game over.
Would they find the Tinker though? Oh boy. I mean, do you have Exorcism? You do, on the Death Prophet. So you want to push at this point around, but Creep Wave still a bit pushed in. Adrenaline Rush, he is going to show himself in the bottom lane. He's in an awkward position here. Does see the courier though. Is he going to go for it? Blinks in, finds the light click, and it's only going to deny a smoke. No gold being spent by Reckoning on the courier then.
He's just trying so hard to be a pest here. Slowing down the Baron.
And looks like he might be successful in finding the kill. ZXC is going to come in with the Lycan ultimate, but World Favorite pops his ultimate and he's going to be okay. But ZXC does not block his path, and yeah, you can see ROG being complete pest and a big nuisance here for this Abaddon. Abaddon is going to end up dropping.
Meanwhile, they're just going for the win here.
I mean, oh crap, looks like Reckoning have entered the base here. Death Prophet with the Exorcism ripping through Zedisbug. Zedisbug is going to end up falling, but he does have buyback, so he's going to pop it now. BKB starting to wear off onto ASD, so he has to back off here, or at least find himself a set of racks. Oh, A35, Linkson misses on the call, but looks like he still might be able to find Zafito. And Zafito eats a bit of a mystic.
He has a hook shot, so he can try a defensive hook shot.
He can, but looks like the plan is to go in, just make him chase, make some space for his team to get out safely. But while all this is happening, they managed to pick up more kills here. It's going to be in the base of it's going to be in the base of Reckoning Esports, in fact. And looks like
it's suddenly just Death Prophet versus everyone on the side of ROG Titans. No one has a buyback for Reckoning. ROG might just have taken the game here.
Yeah, they have all these creeps pushing in bottom. ZXC is just going to find the last pair of... Not the last set of frags, but the second last set of frags at the very least. Now he's going to pop his ultimate and walk towards the bottom lane. I mean the top lane, where the tower's still standing.
That just
Tinker has
happened.
respawned. Oh boy, indeed. Oh, Archmage is going to go in, pop the A on this casually for ASD. And ASD, he's working with no A on this for another 90 seconds. This is bad. And looks like Mega Creeps, they will go the way of ROG. No exorcism, no buybacks. This is most likely a tier 4 towers end up dropping as well for Reckoning Esports. And indeed, they will find those. I think this is game for Reckoning here, as much as I hate to call it. Well, the Raid of the Coffin is being applied here.
Unexpected ending to the game. There's nothing that Reckoning can really do to stop this Ancient from falling. I mean, they're trying against all odds. Death Prophet even walks forward, but the Lycan creeps and
it's
Lycan himself.
optimistic at best.
Eyes on the
Reckoning
prize.
Esports, well, they're gonna call a good game, and it's gonna be the end of that. ROG, they do manage to take this game over from Reckoning. Reckoning, what do you think they did wrong this game? What do you think they should probably look back and check to make sure that they don't incur the same kind of loss again?
I think they had a really good early game. They kind of dropped the ball towards the mid-game stage, especially with that one move on the bottom lane where they went in balls deep to try and kill the Tinker yet again. I feel like that was just an ego play where everyone in the boot camp or wherever they're sitting or on Discord just went like, Maro, Archmage ko maro wapas. And then they ended up going in, ended up getting their asses handed to them. That gave ROG Titans a real new lease on life. And you don't do that with a team as experienced and as seasoned as ROG Titans. You respect your opponents, you take objectives when you can. And with a lineup that's meant to soak up damage as opposed to dealing it out, you end the game early.
Oh yeah, well, I'm gonna throw over to the analyst panel now to hear their thoughts and views. And over to you guys.
All right, back again with the studio segment of the ESL India Premiership 2018 Summer Seasons as Masters League. Angie is happy.
Yes.
Her favorite boys have won.
RG Titans, I mean, they're undefeatable, and it's exciting to see this team keeps doing well over and over again. And more than that, they don't lose their cool and composure. There was a part in this game where the Thinker died and he bought back and he again died. And I was like, oh, damn it, you know, this is where everything is going to fall down for ROG Titans. But they made sure that they could buy some time. And when the time came in the bot lane, again, we saw 3 quick buybacks from Reckoning Esports. Now, it could be the major reason that they wanted to save racks, but when you have 3 huge buybacks coming in from a team, it kind of gives you a little bit more of a worry because your opponents know now that you cannot buy back for 6 minutes. And for a while in this game, at the beginning, we saw Reckoning Esports do fantastically well. They played to their spike points. They took down the most of the towers in, I think, the first 16 to 18 minutes. We saw both the towers of the top and bottom just vanish. And I think that is how Reckoning Esports plays. But then came a time where ROG Titans were the ones who kind of reached their spike points. They had the Axe on. They had the Axe who had the Blink Dagger. They had the Tinker who had his beauty. And they were just pushing all around. They took down their set of towers. Then there was this huge Rosh fight. Now, all props to A35 were completely changing that fight for his team. He did take a fall for it. But Reckoning Esports losing all 5 people to that Rosh, which puts them again in a fear that the next time they want to take Rosh, they cannot really take that step. Yeah. Which made Rosh totally available to ROG. But they also decided that they don't really want to take that risk because when you're playing a high level game, nobody can make a mistake, and every time you make even the smallest mistake, it's going to affect the whole game after that. And I think Archmage just was bummed out, like, hey, I kind of made such a big mistake, and he went all out after that. But I think Reckoning Esports tried their level best. The only thing they kind of lost one was that they had to kill the Tinker to hit the high ground, and that is something that's very difficult to do no matter which hero you're playing with. Something like a Dagon, like even Flocky mentioned in the cast, it's equal to a Lion's ultimate. The Finger of Death does the same amount of damage. And I mean, props to both the teams. Fantastically played, hit their spike points correctly, took down towers correctly. It just came down to last seconds of mechanics where, you know, you make one mistake and the other team kind of just builds on it. Because otherwise this game would have even gone to 75 minutes.
Alrighty then. Well, that sums up today's Dota 2 game, and of course today's entire day filled with esports for the. Okay, I'm gonna do this again. Yaar, karna pad raha hai yaar. What do I do? Okay, fine. Please please, if you're sitting at home whining why you can't witness some A-grade esports action, it's because you never subscribed or pressed that bell icon. And also because you didn't follow Esports 360, which is hosted by this lovely lady here, which comes thrice a week on the Northern Gaming Facebook page at 8 p.m. IST. So many things, like little things you gotta do, like, a couple of mouse clicks, a couple of subscribes, and a couple of, episodes of the Esports 360 to get them up to date with what's happening in the esports. But of course, your regular broadcast, your regular stream at 6 to 9 every day, 7 days a week, without fail, of the ESL India Premiership 2018 Summer Seasons' Masters League, brought to you by Omen by HP, HyperX, Intel, and presented by Northern Gaming and ESL India. I'm your host, Vagish Gotslebhan, and this is what we have for you guys today. Cheers.
Cheers.
Turn around 3 times. Start shooting.
This is the first ever Omen X laptop for gamers that go to extremes. Gear up with the machine designed for total domination and engineered for gaming in stunning 4K. Equipped with the latest Intel Core processors, it gives you the power to be relentless. With a 17.3-inch diagonal screen and desktop-class graphics, you get maximum performance to be victorious anywhere. With multiple fans and large exhaust vents, heat is transferred away from critical components for dynamic overclocking. Ramp up boot times, game loading, and overall system responsiveness with optional RAID 0 SSD configurability. An RGB LED backlit mechanical keyboard lets you program each individually lit key to create customized key maps that switch seamlessly between games. With 2.5mm travel and in-key rollover, you can take out your competition with more accuracy and precision. Designed for extreme immersion, DTS Headphone X technology comes built in for surround sound experience that puts you right in the middle of the action. With the addition of a VR headset, gamers can step inside a completely immersive world for an elevated gaming experience. Single-panel access to key components makes serviceability and upgrading easy, so you won't be sidelined or held back on your road to supremacy. It has a brushed aluminum finish on an armor-like chassis. A jet fighter-like construction with hidden lift hinges ensures you're always at the ready. And with striking lighting effects and see-through window to components, others will know too. Unleash your fiercest gameplay anywhere with the extreme performance of the new Omen X laptop.
They say gaming is easy. They say this is not a job. They say it's a waste of time. But we kept at it. Got better. We grinded, leveled up, and conquered. We are gamers. We are the ESL India Premiership, powered by Omen by HP.